the crazies out there has to be nuts.
Yes, it really would. It wouldn't it be nice if there was a place you could go to find people who think like you do?
Like me, like libertarians and conservatives.
Right?
There is WeThePeople.dating.
Amazing. What a genius idea. This is a site that you can go to if you're single and you are looking for somebody who you know you're going to think the same way, as for from a political freedom standpoint. If you want to date the right person for you, you'll find them in one place. WeThePeople.dating.
You cannot retreat to your safe spaces. There are no therapy poodles allowed when facing the truth. And that's just how we like it. Straight, hard-hitting, conservatarian truth on the rocks. No chaser, no marches, no protest, only small, limited government, constitutional conversations, exclusively on MoJo 50. We get into foreign policy. We get into national politics. We get into constitutional, libertarian, conservative ideology. We put the brakes on the media spin by destroying the lies, dismantling the narratives, and bringing you the stone-cold hard truth. Every weekend on MoJo 50. Join me, Adrian Slade, for a raging hour-long discussion, deconstructing the headlines and delivering you the entire full story. Only on MoJo 50. Live free.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out NeverForgottenApparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Adjust your mojo now. Thank you.
Ship has landed.
Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
Hey, that's us. And we're on the air everywhere. I'm calling Bravo Sierra right off. Bravo Sierra, possible false flag. Maybe false flag, but definitely bull.
Yeah.
It's the bombs. Really?
It's
the bomb.
They're a little too
Let me get this straight. So some obvious violent person on the right, because first of all, everybody on the right is so violent.
Oh, they're crazy.
And everybody on the left is just wonderful, little angels in the world, and only want good for all of us. And those violent people on the right have gotten together, maybe more than one person, and said, let's blow up some people on the left.
Yes.
Let's go after those politicians and murder them via bomb.
They kind of suck at it, though, because
nobody was murdered. Nothing happened.
No.
And this is what has been dominating the news over the last 24, 48 hours now. And I'm expected to believe, again, what the news says. The people that have told us that people are marching through the desert just willy-nilly to come here. Okay. This is crap. This is not true. This is fake news. I'm telling you, it has to be. Let me lay out why. First and foremost, above all else, well, hold up a minute. Let me tell you what happened.
All right.
Monday, a suspicious package was found in the mailbox at the home of George Soros. We told you about that. Tuesday, a package, they said likely all linked together. It was suspicious, possibly an explosive device that was intended for Hillary Clinton, was intercepted, discovered during a routine mail screening by the Secret Service.
Thankfully.
Yes. And then on Wednesday, yesterday, a suspicious package was sent to the Florida office of Debbie What's-Her-Name Schultz. That one was intended for Eric Holder, former Attorney General.
They got the wrong address then.
They did. What they did, they gave the wrong address. They got the wrong address for Eric Holder. They went to deliver it. The post office are like, yeah, this is suspicious package, doesn't have the right address. Let's go ahead and return this suspicious package to the return address.
Right.
Well, the return addresses on the packages were Debbie What's-Her-Name Schultz. So they're like, all right, suspicious package, but wrong address. So let's go ahead and send it. So they sent it to Florida. Then CNN's New York bureau and the Time Warner Center got a suspicious package. It was addressed to former CIA director John Brennan.
Care of CNN.
Care of CNN.
Right.
Well, he's been on CNN, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
So you just go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Well, he's been on CNN, so we'll just send it to CNN.
You're the violent person that's sitting in their mom's basement wanting to blow, and you're like, you know, and I can't even look up John Brennan's address. Just friggin' send it to CNN.
Yep.
It'll blow somebody up.
Yeah.
Maybe John gets it, right? Okay. It's a numbers game. So they evacuate the Time Warner Center. Then a suspicious package yesterday was intercepted by the Congressional Mail Screening Facility in Maryland. It was intended for Maxine Waters. Then a suspicious package on a possible explosive device, they said, what was intended for former President Obama was intercepted by the Secret Service at a screening facility in D.C. So that many suspicious packages, that's the way it rolled out. The reason
one of them worked.
Not one of them.
No.
Overwhelmingly, this is how you know it likely was not somebody on the right. Certainly not somebody of full mental faculties on the right that is just saying, I hate those people, I want to blow them up. That they send it also to Hillary Clinton.
Why do you say just because of that?
That alone. You say, okay, I'm this evil person and my mom's violent. I want to be making packages. Who am I going to send this crap to?
Yep.
I'm going to send it to Maxine Waters because she wants to impeach Trump. And I'm going to send it to I'm going to send it to Hillary so I can stop her from because Hillary's out there, and if I don't blow her up, she's gonna because she's in doing what good does this do anybody?
No, nothing.
I mean, even
not a thing.
Even Obama. Okay, you just hate him, so you're gonna send it? Then it's all built on just people you. Okay, you've only sent it to those people. You understand when you throw the George Soros in, you're saying I want to stop the puppet master. I'm trying to do good.
Right.
You're crazy, but you're trying to do some good for people on the right is what we're supposed to believe. Maxine Waters, a sitting congresswoman who likely would vote to impeach President Trump. Okay, right? That's what you got.
So you're trying to stop something there. At least you have something.
Absolutely.
Of a cause.
And George Soros, he's the puppet master. We stop this stuff. Okay. Well, why Obama, Hillary, Eric Holder? None of them are in office. They're not doing anything. Hillary's career is over. She may not know it, but her career is over. So you're not doing anything. So no, Doc, you don't understand. The person, they're just so filled with hate. It's anybody whose names come up. It's been a controversy. Okay, it's limited to those cats. I could come up with 50 other names that are just as bad. Seriously, we could just keep listing people. Why wasn't it sent to Pelosi? Schumer.
Right. Well, you know, they don't have unlimited funds. They can only build so many bombs that don't work.
And you wouldn't send it to some progressive Republicans as well if you're one of those evil people on the right.
You want to keep your message pure.
Yeah.
You don't want to get
Bravo, Sierra. And then none of them work.
Yeah.
None of them work.
Sucky bomb maker. They need to go back to bomb school.
Right. So was this intended to scare? Was it intended to go off? If it was intended to scare, why are you going full bomb?
Right. Yeah. Why not have something that at least is going to make something of a mark? Is going to at least burn
all you
somebody.
All you have to do is go and get some laundry detergent or some salt.
Right.
Anything that is a granular, powdery, white substance, throw a bunch of it in an envelope and send it off.
Goodies
and
powders.
it is going to scare far more people than this. A bomb may go off, but here's what they say. Got the suspicious package. It's loaded. It's out. Okay, great. And it's away from the facility. Everybody goes back about their business. You send a suspicious powder, they have to sweep first of all, they sweep the building, but then they have to sweep the building.
Yeah.
They have to make sure not one of those. Ricin, it is one of those stupid little grains the size of the head of a pin. You get that in your system, it is over. Lights out, you are dead. That's how deadly ricin is. So they have to make sure not one of those granulars landed on the ground or on the desktop or whatever.
Right.
So they have to test the stuff, and they have to make sure there's nothing else in it. They have to clean the entire. So why wouldn't you just do that? Instead, you're going to go down to what? I almost said Radio Shack. You go down
Circuit City.
That's not going to work either. You go down to the Home Depot and you grab some wires and a little pipe and you duct tape it. And there you go.
Yeah.
That's okay. So no, it was intended to actually do harm. Not one of them went off.
Yeah. Really sucky bomb makers.
So
really sucky.
What was the purpose in this? I'm sorry, this is just not playing out right.
No, it was this is another Hail Mary since the Kavanaugh didn't work, since the caravan's not working, since the hooker didn't work. Let's see, what's the rest of the list of, because now they're blaming Trump for it.
Right.
It's all Trump's fault.
Yes. So let's look at it this way. Let's say it could be a false flag. Somebody on the left could be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pause for a moment. I'm not saying they are, but it's a possibility.
It's certainly in the realm of possibilities.
I would say a slightly less possibility, but still very viable. I say number one, what is likely and who is responsible for this is somebody who is on the right that is crazy, not thinking any of it through and basing everything on just emotion. They're angry. They're sending stuff out.
Right.
There's some weird plan. There's no logic to it, clearly. But this is not somebody sane. This is not just, you know what, I'm sane, but I want to hurt people.
Right.
Those people on the right, and I'm driven by my righteous indignation. It's not that. This is somebody who is crackers, a crackpot. He's Fruit Loops. He's nuts. And any other.
He's Kaczynski.
Yes, he's gone full Ted Kaczynski. That's likely what this is. A close second is somebody sane on the left who's saying, I'm going to do this because I sent a couple of packages like this, dominates the news, and I can show how violent people on the right are, ironically. And what will they do? They all play the victim. Remember, this is what these cats do. Those are your two possibilities.
But why do they use Wasserman Schultz's address as the return address? What do they gain there?
Well, like in this case, who is it returned to? Number one, it didn't make it to Eric Holder. It goes to Debbie What's-her-name.
So it's a backup. It's the safety for if they can't deliver it to the intended.
But more importantly, it's not Brad Staggs from Walla Walla, Washington. I don't know who that is. I'm not opening this. Oh, it's from my friend Debbie. Remember, she was head of the party.
Right.
So the package seems less dangerous. By the way, if you get a package from Debbie What's-her-name Schultz, it's going to be dangerous. Trust me. But it seems less dangerous. See what I'm saying? Oh, it's Debbie.
It's Debbie.
Debbie sent something to him.
With the weird label and stained box.
Right.
And
she wouldn't put a congressional letterhood or anything like that.
No.
But that's their crazy thing. So those are your two possibilities. Now, if it is somebody on the right, the aforementioned crazy person, what are you doing, CNN? What are you doing, leftist, Debbie, Eric Holder? Why are you even discussing this? This is not a normal person, if truly somebody on the right. You know this is the extremists. It doesn't even represent 0.5% of people on the right. It's not 1/10,000th of people on the right. Seriously, this is the rarity. This is 1 in 60, 70, 80 million people that would do something like this. Truly, one of only 4 people in the entire country that would do something. This is what you're talking about, but you're playing the victim. Now, that close second is somebody on the left who was doing this for political gain. Now, if they were doing it, it was not likely to blow people up. It was for fear.
Right.
And if that's the case, you're not talking only 1 in 80 million people. You're talking probably, I don't know, 1 in a couple million that would likely do something like this because they're not serious and they're driven by their righteous indignation. And this is the most important midterm election ever, Brad.
Yes,
in their lifetime.
Ever.
So
ever.
If I, crazy leftists, have to send a couple and scare people so we can capitalize on this, well, so be it. It's worth it because it's that dire.
It's the perfect setup for the punchline. It's Trump's fault.
And that's what they ended up doing. So yesterday, the president and vice president and their spokespersons, numerous times, numerous platforms, renounced all of this. Said this is not right. We do not support people like that. This is wrong. We have to come together. We are too divided. This is too political. They said everything right. Trump said, first of all, he responded to a Mike Pence tweet, and he said something like, absolutely, or I agree wholeheartedly, or something like that. Then he said, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
That's Huckabee Sanders.
I don't think so.
You're close.
I know.
Very
I got
close.
the Huckabee part. Anyways, Not so much because of her, just her lineage. Anyway, I'm okay with the Sanders part. The Suckabee is the part that I have trouble with.
Yeah, no.
She said the right things as well. Then Trump speechifies yesterday and says, in these times, we have to unify. We have to come together and send one very clear, strong, unmistakable message that acts or threats of political violence of any kind have no place in the United States of America.
Yeah, they did. Just ignored that.
That's pretty clear, Brad.
Yes, it is.
That's not when he said in Charlottesville, first he said good, then bad, then good, then bad again. This was clear. He didn't once say there was some good people that may be sending bombs. None of this. This was crystal clear. It was pointed. They said it several different ways, several different times, and still people on the left said it's Trump's fault.
Yes.
Do you know why they said it's Trump's fault? Even though he said this?
Because they hate Trump.
They hate Trump. Yes, that's the real reason. Thank you.
That's the easy one.
And midterms.
Yes, yeah.
Their excuse was that Trump is violent.
Of course he is.
Okay. And when people asked, okay, what about this? He said the right things. You told him, lead, say this stuff is wrong, denounce anything like this. Okay.
Not good enough.
Do you know why?
Why?
They said because the past. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Nancy said the president has previously condoned physical violence. They wrote an entire piece on this. They said President Trump's words ring hollow until he reverses his statements that condone acts of violence.
And even if he did that,
it wouldn't be enough because he said them already, and the damage is done. They went on and blobbity on, hashtag so many words, hashtags SMW with rings hollow because endorsed violence in the blah. He can't win. No matter what he does or says, he can't win.
Nope.
You've said he has not led because he's not been clear about this stuff. Well, when he was clear about it, still not good enough. That almost sounds to me like they're disingenuous.
Oh, you're so jaded. You are so jaded.
I know.
I know. It's people like you who are the problem in this country. If we just can't get past it, what are we going to do going down the road here in the future in this country? I can't believe you.
Well, and then you have Jeff Flake, who finally got it right. I mean, you got Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer and others that are out there blaming President Trump. But Jeff Flake was interviewed by Jake Tapper. I hardly even know her, on CNN and was asked about this stuff. And Jeff Flake got to the bottom of who's really at fault here.
The president says matters. And if he were to take a more civil tone, it would make a difference. It would help.
If the president were to take a more civil tone.
Yes. Finally, someone hit the nail on the head.
The great Republican, Jeff Flake, who is saying it's the president hasn't taken a civil tone.
Needs to take a civil tone if he wasn't out there every day spewing words of hate and divisiveness.
Wow, that's...
And so I hope that he does. What he said just a few moments ago was right. We all need to come together. We need to tone down the rhetoric. And I hope that he'll follow his own counsel there and do so as well.
A lot of the divisions are ugly ones.
Some of the divisions are pretty ones.
We're fighting over some kind of budgetary item.
Actually, this is Chris Cuomo. I thought it was Tapper.
Between left and right. So how do you kind of reconcile the two, that this is about how we recognize differences and diversity and how we treat people? These are fundamental issues.
Okay. Did you catch that? While I agree with Chris Cuomo, this is not just a budgetary fight. We have these huge differences over where the money gets spent, how much is spent. No, we have some, okay, great. But then he's like, because we have some real fundamental differences, I and other people on the left believe in peace and love and hope and treating people well, where people on the right believe in injuring and bludgeoning and blowing them up.
Yes.
That's really what he was saying there. No, the way you want to love and help and care for people is flawed. But what did Jeff have to say about it?
He's had big differences. The difference is, if we treat our opponents as just political opponents rather than enemies, that'll make a difference. And so it needs to come. I mean, civility can't wait until after an election. The president shouldn't refer to the press as the enemy of the people. We all need to watch.
And there it is. It's the president's fault because he referred to the press as the enemy of the people. This interview shows you that they are the enemy of the people, that they are doing harm.
Yeah.
They are the mouthpiece of the Democrat Party. I have a clip that I put together, and I believe Ron has it in Studio B as he spins the dials radio style for us. A collage of people on the left that have, in just the past month or so, couple of months in a couple of clips cases, it's a montage, shown you how to lead when it comes to being divisive, that saying, we can be political rivals, but we don't have to hate people or call for violence.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and/or the Senate, that's when civility can start again.
When they go low, we kick them.
You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. And with this kind of inspiration, I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Respecting the dignity and worth of every person in our country. And if there's some collateral damage for some others who do not share our view, well, so be it. But
that's the very caring, nonviolent left. How? And we could pull up a dozen more from the last year or two and hundreds more from the past decade of people on the left saying questionable things as well.
And again, it's so convenient that the bombs were all addressed to those people. They know exactly what they're saying.
Exactly.
Why didn't Pelosi get one?
Today is Thursday. These were sent in the mail.
Okay, that's true. She's out there on the left coast. So.
Right, so it will take longer, and we all know the efficiency of the United States Postal Service. We know how efficient, I'm thinking this guy or gal sent 100 of them. So maybe 2 more arrive this week, and those will be the only ones that are actually delivered.
Well, plus it actually gets the message spread out over several days. You don't want to lose this message by just blurting it all out in one day, because then it goes away.
Yeah, most of the bombs the person tried to have delivered just ended up on the side of the road as some rogue postman just threw the stuff over. Some ended up in a dumpster in Philadelphia.
They would never do that except when they did that last week.
Yeah, some of them were stolen by the postal worker. They're like, okay, let's see what we got. Ooh. IED. Okay, good.
It'll be on eBay next week.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. That's how it is. So there you go. The very caring and nonviolent left calling for violence. Now, Maxine Waters was asked about the one where she said, take out Trump. Okay. I think it was to his credit. Chris Cuomo said, it sounds like you're being violent. And she's like, that's preposterous. That's ridiculous. I'm his 79-year-old grandmother who's a member of Congress. I was clearly joking around. That was what she said. Yeah. Okay, you know what, Maxine? I believe you were joking. I mean, you were having fun on stage. I get it. It's a joke. Why don't you give the same benefit of the doubt to me, to everybody else on the right, to the president for jokes? See, they get jokes when it's against people on the right, when it's against things they don't agree with, even when they're potentially violent. I'm sure Nancy Pelosi and Hillary would say, I didn't mean violence when I said collateral damage. I meant political. But then why were you so willing to chastise people like Sarah Palin when she said, we've got to target certain districts and put up like a crosshairs for, you're talking target like you're going to gun them down.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I thought jokes were funny. I mean, and granted, I'm older now. Maybe I haven't kept up with the lexicon, but aren't jokes funny?
They're supposed to be. They don't always land. Okay, they don't always land that way.
So maybe it's Maxine Waters' delivery that she needs to work on her timing.
Well, and she was at some event. I think about Muhammad Ali. Was there a movie or whatever it was? And that, of course, you're gonna. Who do we want to speak at the Ali thing?
Oh, Maxine Waters. She's
the great boxer, Maxine. Anyways, so she's up there speechifying, and she was like, after seeing this, I've been inspired. I'm going to go take out Trump. Like she's going to, this old lady boxing him. All right. It was more of the slight humor with
Right.
a lot of political bluster and whatever.
Plausible deniability.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'm willing to give all of them the benefit of the doubt and say, I don't believe Hillary was really calling for violence, nor was Maxine or Nancy or Eric Holder. They're not particularly bright people. Seriously, none of them at this point.
It doesn't appear that they are.
They really are not. You can see the way Eric Holder fancies himself Obama. He wants to be that,
Yes.
you know, whatever. He's just not that bright. Seriously. And they're out there, and they're going to get caught up in words like this. They are. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, guys. That's not what you meant. But damn it, you better stop calling other people out, too. And you got to stop calling the president out for this stuff. The president is clearly joking when he says stuff like that or just trying to gin people up for political gain. You may not like it. You may not think it's over the edge. But when the president says things to reporters like, and she's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. Oh, yes, you never think. And says stuff like that. Yes, he's being an ass. He's trolling. The same as you are when you're on stage saying, let's take Trump out and stuff. That's all he's doing. The fact that it's done in a different way, it's more aggressive, it's younger, it's edgier, it's more snarky, does not matter. He's doing the same thing you're doing. And you calling him and other people out and playing the, woe is me, the bomb is coming to my house or my office, is only hurting all of us. Stop it. Knock it off. If you are sincere, if you are genuine in what you're saying, when you say, well, you love each other and help people, then you've got to get over your biases and knock this stuff off as well.
They're just pissed that the president is a better troller than they are.
That's it. And 1 week from Tuesday.
Most important election of our lifetimes.
That's what it's all about, folks.
Ever.
Get your comments in on via social media at MeWe.com, at Twitter, Facebook. We'll get to some of those coming up next on your Daily Mojo.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of mojo. MoJo 50.
Hey guys, it's Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. You know, everyone lives with a little bit of pain, but living with diabetes can be a real pain. While you may have to test your blood sugar and take insulin, ordering your testing supplies shouldn't be one more pain you have to deal with. At least it's not when you work with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to your home when you need them. Gone are the days of visiting multiple stores to find the right strips, waiting in long lines to purchase your supplies, or sorting through your insurance requirements to figure out what they cover. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive saves you time and money. Plus, they're pretty fun to work with, too. So why don't you give Diathrive a chance to show you there's a better way to manage your diabetes? They're so convinced that you'll love their service that they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code MATT, that's M-A-T-T, at checkout. Be sure to head out to the web right now and check these guys out. It's Diathrive.com.
Doc Thompson, MoJo 50.
A man was on an airline flight recently. He allegedly groped a woman, told authorities that, quote, the president of the United States says it's okay to grab a woman by their private parts.
I don't know. I'm just thinking you turn around at some point and go, hey, knock it off.
You could also stand up and just punch him in the balls.
Yes.
There have been some tried and true methods that when people assault you like this and you don't want it, that work. They're proven.
Yes.
Listen, if you're a lady and you're walking down, or man, you're walking down the street, somebody grabs you, throws you down and rapes you, if you're whatever, those are all horrible, yes. But for a lot of these hashtag #MeToo moment ones that we hear about, I do not understand. I just come from a world of women who would not have tolerated any of that.
They would yell, and as soon as you yell at this guy,
they would kick your ass.
Yes.
I had a similar type blame the president quote from Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN.
Oh, yes.
And then I was like, nah.
Yeah, I saw that one yesterday.
He doesn't matter. It's about his ego, so let's just move on. But it was the same crap. Of course, they're not culpable at all in their truly fake news. They're bias reporting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so some comments are coming in, and I'm asking people to use the hashtag. If you've got any suggestions for us, hashtag may be a suspicious package. Hashtag may be a suspicious package, because CNN in their infinite wisdom, decided it would be a good idea to explain what would make a package suspicious. And Brad, when I look at the suggestion, the little picture that they had, and some of the things that they say make it look suspicious, these things seem fairly obvious.
Yes, you would think that they seem that the common thinking person would. These would be fairly obvious suggestions on a package you might not want to open.
I'll post this on Facebook too and MeWe, but I already tweeted it out so you can see. Signs of a suspicious package. Number 1, poorly written or misspelled words. I don't actually think that is being somebody who if you have poorly writes and misspells words.
Or if you have older relatives who are trying to send you a package that they often will.
Oh, so you get something from grandma or your great aunt or something. Oh, the chicken scratch and bizarre. So okay, but is it a red flag? Could it be hashtag maybe a suspicious package?
Absolutely.
Sure. Pictures or excessive markings on packages. Okay, yeah, pictures, especially if it's like graphic things or real political.
Right.
Huh.
Yes.
So if they're even on the outside of their package, politifying. Okay,
I love Trump.
I
love Trump.
Yeah, I love Trump. I hate Trump. Here's, even though I'm not, I don't support abortion, if you're putting pictures on the outside of a package of dead babies.
Yeah, there's a...
Seems a little over the top. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package. Unfamiliar foreign writing or postage. So you're saying foreigners might want to do us some harm.
Wow, what a bunch of xenophobes.
Hashtag maybe a suspicious package. We're not saying it is nefarious.
It's possible.
Hashtag may be a suspicious package.
Yes.
And then this one, protruding wires. Now, Brad, what if I ordered a package of protruding wires?
Right. What if you had just ordered several spools of wire?
Right. If I ordered from like Brad's house of protruding wires.
Exactly.
Not just wires, but protruding wires.
And let's just say, let's go out on a limb and say the U.S. Postal Service mishandled the package, causing one of the seams to break and one of the wires.
That would never happen.
No,
it would never be.
No. They never damage any packages in transit. But if that were to happen, it may be a suspicious pack, especially if the wires protruding from said packages are sparking.
That would be hashtag maybe a suspicious package.
I would give it a second thought before I opened said package. If maybe there were little flames and sparks shooting off of those wires.
Hi, is this Brad from Brad's house of suspicious packages?
Yep. How may I help you?
Hi, Brad. I just ordered a bunch of packages with protruding wires.
Yes.
And I haven't gotten them yet. Now I had them. I went ahead and used the return address of Debbie Wasserman Schultz when I sent the check. So
it is possible that they got lost or mishandled by the U.S. Postal Service. But
does that happen?
We've had on rare occasion reports that the packages may have been stomped by a horse or perhaps a wild boar. But usually that sort of thing doesn't happen, especially with the U.S. Postal Service.
Let's see. Signs of a suspicious package, according to CNN. Excessive postage, tape, or binding. Lopsided or uneven, bulky or lumpy appearance. So far, they have described 2 out of the 3 as Michael Moore. Incorrect or generalized address. Okay.
All right.
Sounds, odors, or vibrations. Hold it right there. Hold it.
Hold on.
Okay.
What if you ordered something that you intended to vibrate? It's a possibility in today's world.
Careless wrapping, oil spot stains, smudges, or powders.
That's my favorite.
So the white powder is a sign of a suspicious package. Okay.
Unless, of course, you're ordering from Bob's House of Grease and White Powder.
Right.
I've several times. And the thing I like about Bob's House of Grease and White Powder is they always get the package to you on time.
They really do. I mean,
they use
once in a while, a little bit of it'll leak in transit, and that's a bit of a problem because sometimes that's a sign of a suspicious package. So that's what CNN put out. I'm wondering if you have any ways, hashtag maybe a suspicious package, ways of identifying. Because so far, what they put on this list, yes, it hashtag may be a suspicious package with any of those things, or it could be you're getting something from an older relative,
yes,
or some sort of adult toy store.
From an older relative.
From an older relative.
Yes.
It's either a suspicious package, something from an older relative, or from an adult toy store.
I think Sneaking Duck nailed it.
Wait, he what?
Sneaking Duck nailed it. If you get it with a note that says, "Don't mind the ticking."
Okay. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package.
Maybe a suspicious
I have a couple off the top of my head. If it explodes, it may be.
It may be.
Hashtag may be a suspicious package.
It would have to be investigated prior to any definitive statement being made, but it may be a suspicious package.
If it says Acme bomb on the one Acme bomb.
Right.
And then when you open it, there is an Acme bomb.
Yes.
And the bomb would say,
right,
Acme bomb.
Yeah. Again, we would have to launch a probe into the matter.
Right. It'll be shaped like a cannonball with a wick coming out of the top, and it'll say bomb.
Yeah, and
that's a way to tell.
And it will have that.
Yeah. There's another way. It has a fuse attached that is burning. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package. How about this? When you open that up, if the bill of lading says one Acme bomb.
Yes. If it does indeed say that, it may in fact be a suspicious package.
Right.
I think that's very. See, these are very astute observations.
Often that's ordered with 400 feet of rail, rocket sled, and one Batman suit.
Yes, exactly.
The return address of that is the desert. Wile E. Coyote Desert. That's what it is. Another one, hashtag maybe a suspicious package. If it smokes, if there is smoke emanating from it.
That it definitely.
If it's covered in white powder.
Maybe.
If it's leaking nuclear material.
Absolutely.
If Ted Kaczynski has sent it to you. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package. I'm just throwing some out there.
Yes. If it is oozing a green, oily substance.
It's almost like CNN put this together and had interns do it.
Yes, it would seem that they had their B team.
It seems fairly obvious.
Graphic, yes.
It's the same team that tells you how to stay safe during inclement weather.
Right.
And here's their suggestions, and I'm just going from memory here. So if during inclement weather, they'll say, seek shelter immediately.
Yes. Get out of the inclement weather.
Because a lot of times during inclement weather, I'm like, it's horrible out here.
Well, you watch the Weather Channel enough, and that's what you think you're supposed to do.
Right. I'm like, if there's only a way that this could stop.
Come back inside the house. Get back inside the house, Doc.
What will that do?
It'll get you out of the inclement weather.
That's wow.
It's not raining in here.
This is much better inside here.
Nice?
There's no rain or wind. This is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the least I could do.
Right. So it seems like that. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package.
Yeah, 1024 Spook Taint Sleeve said, Brad Staggs asked if you ordered something that's supposed to vibrate and no bell.
Sorry, that was my bad.
It was his bad. Let's see. The Steve 42 says if it looks like a migrant caravan, it may be a suspicious package.
Who was it that retweeted or tweeted out the picture of Vanity Fair's cover?
Oh, that was Hazel BR549.
Hazel BR548. I missed the letter. Get another one in there.
BR549 is the band on Hee Haw. Just dial. Well, it's the band that was named after the phone number of Hee Haw.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Just call BR549.
But she put suspicious package, Vanity Fair cover with Caitlyn, formerly Bruce Jenner, on it. Suspicious package. That's a penis reference.
Yes, it is.
Or a missing penis reference.
Yes, it is.
It is missing now.
We think it is. We don't really know that for sure.
A little more research, a few more tests. Ron's on that. Don't worry. He's on it.
Yeah.
He's on that.
I'm not going to look at it.
Hey, let me take a moment and remind you of an Element mattress, because you're probably not getting a good night's sleep if you don't have an Element mattress. I love my Element mattress. Go to elementmattress.com. Find out all the details on why you will love an Element mattress as well, because stuff like this keeps a lot of us up at night. Not the fear of a suspicious package. I mean, if you're sleeping next to Bruce, formerly Caitlyn, formerly Jenner,
yes,
you may be, not getting a good night's sleep, for stuff like that.
For fear of that suspicious package.
It's not really the suspicious packages. It's the crap, right? It's all the nonsense.
Yeah.
Or so you think. Some of it may be your mattress. Try an Element mattress today. You'll love it like I do. Now, there's a bit of a sticker shock when you go to elementmattress.com because this is top of the line. This is going to be a long-term commitment. When you break it down nightly, weekly, yearly, and how long you're going to have this mattress, it's actually not that expensive. Certainly not when you're getting the best night's sleep of your life.
You go to any mattress store, any good mattress is going to cost you money.
Absolutely.
You want to buy a cheap mattress? Go ahead. You'll regret it.
Yes. And a lot of times you don't even realize it until, you're months into it. And you're like, I'm just not. Oh, it may actually have to do with my mattress. That makes sense. Try the Element mattress today. And if you're a little bit worried, you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to get a good night's sleep, Doc. I'm ordering through the mail and they deliver it. That seems crazy. They're going to give you 100 nights to try it out. 3 months. It's not like you ever go mattress shopping and you're like, okay, we're buying something that we're going to spend roughly a third of our life on, right? Roughly 8 hours a night.
Yep.
And I'm going to determine what's perfect for me within 20 minutes of lying flat on my back without being covered up in the middle of a mattress store in their showroom, trying not to get my feet on it to dirty. And they got well, this one feels good. Let me turn on my side for a moment. Honey, how's that one? Let me lie on that one.
Yep, I guess we'll just get this one.
Right. You don't even know. Try it for 100 nights, absolutely free, because if you don't like it, you just return the whole thing for a full refund. Then you decide you love it, because you will. They're going to give you a lifetime warranty. If something goes wrong, they're going to replace it. That's Element Mattress. That's what they'll do. But what really sets them aside is the copper mattress, the Element Copper Mattress. It has copper fibers, ion copper fibers, scientifically proven to be antibacterial, antifungal. It kills dust mites. This is what you could be investing in. And this is what you could have, the best night's sleep of your life. ElementMattress.com, 50% off. When you see that, say, oh my gosh, it's 50% off. Why? Because you use the promo code MoJo50. That is a limited time offer. Get it today. ElementMattress.com, promo code MoJo50.
And by the way, when the box does show up, it is not a suspicious package. It will be labeled Element Mattress. And it's fascinating to watch it open. Just so you know.
We should offer something on the website that is called a suspicious package. That everything else is done right. I'm not saying you mail wires protruding from the anything like that. Done as there would be no other indication based on CNN's references of what is a suspicious package, except it's printed across the top. Suspicious package.
I'll see what I can find. It needs to be a MoJo suspicious package.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And to see if the post office is like, well, this is a suspicious package.
Yes.
But everything else done proper. I'm talking professionally printed, so you could tell it's obviously a consumer, like a Spencer's Gifts type stuff or whatever, but real big, like confidential across it, suspicious package. I'll bet like 95% of them get flagged.
Use caution.
I wonder if there's a law against that.
Suspicious package?
No,
I wonder.
putting the words suspicious package.
That's it. No, I'm serious. Yeah. Now, there is a law. If you try to mail something that looks like a suspicious package.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For the purpose of making, even if there's nothing nefarious inside. I'm going to mail Ron some cookies today, maybe a T-shirt, but I'm going to do all the stuff CNN warned. There's law against that.
Yeah.
They can nail it. They'll find something, some sort of inciting. You're making people believe it. But if it says suspicious package, maybe my company is suspiciouspackages.com.
Oh, you know that URL's taken. Has to be.
I am. I'm going to do a shirt right now that says, I'm carrying a suspicious package.
By the way, as we
get me a couple of those.
At 6:45 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, the 25th of October.
Another one.
There is the New York Police Department is transporting a suspicious package.
Jonah Falcon is in New York. Is that what they?
Through the street. There's like a convoy of trucks driving through New York with a suspicious package.
Have they shut down that side of the road? Is that what's going on?
Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? This is reminiscent of the OJ.
That's what it looks like, like a chase. So no word on where
Where,
that was
when,
addressed,
what, who,
whatever. It's just
no, but it's certainly a
another
spectacle,
suspicious
isn't it?
package.
Yes, another one being transported by several trucks.
I feel really bad for Brad's house of protruding wires today
Right?
because
I know.
every package is getting flat. This shows you, and they're covering this on the news channels like it's one of those chases. They've got. Have you seen?
There's a helicopter.
Do you see what the truck is with the big ball on the back?
Well, isn't that the bomb thing that they
Right.
would put a bomb into if it does blow up? Don't you? I wonder how much that guy's making to drive that truck.
Actually, he probably does well, and you know what? He's going to be fine. That big ball that's on the back of the truck that they put it in.
It's a big white ball.
It will contain the explosion. There's not going to be enough in there to blow him up. He'll be fine with someone off. By the way, they have blocked off that highway
Yes,
at just before 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Don't you know they're
On a Thursday morning, they have shut down whatever highway that is in order to get this truck. Wow.
Yeah. It's well, by the way, Shellback Bow's Ministalgia. What is their full name here? Ministalgia MoJo says it may be a suspicious package if it explodes, or it may just be an iPhone.
Could be.
Absolutely. Or an Android back in the day. Either one of those will, in fact, explode. Stephen English. It may be a suspicious package if the opening instructions say pull here.
Oh, okay.
That's absolutely possible.
Now, CNN also provided a what to do if you do get to a suspicious package.
Drop to the ground, put your hands over the back of your neck.
No. Here's what you do. They say if you come across, and these are official tips from CNN, and it's just the tips, okay? Says if you come across a suspicious package, here are some tips for what to do next. And CNN is reporting this having consulted with the Department of Homeland Security. Number one, leave the package alone.
What? Don't touch the suspicious package?
Yeah, they said don't touch it. Because what I like to do is just rip that thing right open.
I like to gently hold the suspicious package first.
I'll shake it around.
Wow.
I light it on fire.
So
I eat a little bit of it.
violent.
That's what I do. Of course, I do that with all of my mail. So,
well, you know what? That's a good way to get rid of the bills.
not mails, mail.
Okay.
I also do it with all of my mails too.
Hey-o.
So, you know.
Right? Yes.
So leave it alone. They say don't open it.
Don't open that suspicious package.
Right. Don't open it. Clear the area. So you don't want to be next to it.
So if it's in your kitchen, you want to make sure that do you clear to the dining room, or do you also clear the
I
dining
think
room
you
and
give
the
it a
living
pretty
room?
wide berth. So you get as far away as you can from the package. I
away
mean, you don't
from-
have to move to Fiji.
Maybe go to your neighbor's house. Leave
Something
it in
like
your
that.
kitchen. Go to your neighbor's house.
And
Okay.
you also want to take other people away from the package.
All right, so if there's anyone else in your kitchen, take them to the neighbor's house as well.
Right, exactly.
All right, what if the neighbor's not home?
You go to the next neighbor, maybe down to 7-Eleven.
I think,
some of that.
in this case, if it's an emergency, I think you're perfectly justified in just breaking into the neighbor's home and being inside. If it's your safety that you're concerned for, I mean, what's a lock amongst friends? Just saying. Just a suggestion.
Wash your hands and other exposed skin with soap and water.
What if you happen to get the package while you were naked?
That's a good question. I guess you just have to shower the whole thing up. Then it's probably like
you have to take a decon.
Silkwood.
Oh yeah. Go to your neighbor's house and request that they take the garden hose and perhaps spray you down while you stand in the front yard.
It's a good idea. Then they said, if possible and without disturbing the mail, jot down what you can about the package, what it looks like, marking name. I'm thinking maybe if you're willing to do this, just take a picture of it.
Where would I find a camera, though? It's such a short notice.
You got it on your phone. You just take a picture right there with that. That seems.
I guess that would work, wouldn't it?
So really, when they say suspicious package, there have been some people online that have made some references to, like, genitalia, suspicious package, because that'd be a slang term for a package. You got a package there. Yeah.
That's for.
But you know what? treating a suspicious package like this would really be like treating like a Michael Moore suspicious package. Leave it alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Don't touch it.
Clear the area. Get as far away from that as possible.
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
And wash all exposed skin with soap and water immediately.
Yes. Yeah. It is. Yes. Especially if you've come in contact with Michael.
It's like Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
Again, just leave it alone. And then get out of the area. Clear the. Take other people. Don't go over by that potted plant.
Right.
Harvey Weinstein's behind it.
Yes, he
Come
is.
with me. Come with me.
Yeah.
And then you're going to want to shower because you're just so dirty.
It feels dirty. Not a good dirty, the bad dirty.
Right, the bad kind of sleazy dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Not the good.
Because there's a good sleazy dirty.
Oh, there's a very
dirty
good,
girl.
Yes,
like that. But that's very different. Now,
yeah, that's more expensive.
I'm glad that CNN investigated and gave us these tips because it has always been my plan, if I get a suspicious package, to just throw it over to my neighbor's door.
See, it's weird that you would say that because I would take it and I would slide it into my pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so all of this time, if I had actually taken that suspicious package and slid it down in like the front of my pants, which I had planned on doing, that could have been bad, a very bad thing to do. I mean, you just don't want to. But now that CNN has informed me that that is probably not the right thing to do, I owe my life to CNN and Jeff Zucker.
Well, I get all of my safety, security, I would say home security tips from CNN. They're actually our unofficial security advisors to MoJo 50.
Right. We weren't going to tell everyone that, but now since the cat's out of the bag.
Well, you could, I mean, you could get a gun, you could get a home security system, you could take self-defense. No, just CNN.
CNN.
That's it.
That's
I'll offer
all
these
you really need.
fairly obvious tips off, but sure.
An update on the suspicious package. It was found outside of Robert De Niro's restaurant.
Aha!
See?
The guy who said F Trump. That's right. And you know, if you want to find Robert De Niro, you send it in care of his restaurant that he has other people run that he's rarely going to be
right.
at.
By the way, the caravan in New York, the one in New York, not the caravan south of the border.
It's a police caravan.
Well, the police caravan in New York seems to be growing. It's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7 vehicles.
You've got 2 or 3 cop cars leading the potential bomb, 5 or 6 whatever after it, and then every entrance and exit ramp, entrance ramps are blocked off.
Right. Yes. Boy, are you pissed if you are trying to commute in New York this morning.
See, here's the thing: they're still going under bridges of roads that are not blocked off. So
don't
it shows this entire thing is ridiculous.
It's wow, that's pretty amazing. Where are they taking that? Are they going to dump it in the East River?
What are you talking about?
What about the fish?
No, you just take it to bomb diffusers or us.
Oh. Did they open a branch of that in New York now?
No, that's the problem. They have to take it over to Seahawken.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a lot.
Weehawken.
What if they have to stop and get
Which Hawken is it?
Kitty Hawken.
Oh, that's what it is. They're going all the way down there. Cool.
One of those.
All right, get the communiques in. Love the people that are communicating on MeWe.com. Please sign up for an account. MeWe.com. MEWE.com. Within the next month, we're less than a month away from Black Friday. Black Friday is a week from last Tuesday. Very complicated, I know. It's coming up November 23rd.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Actually, well, let's say that would be as far as the 23rd goes. But if you do it based on weeks, we are 4 weeks from Thanksgiving today.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Right.
You are absolutely correct.
So 4 weeks from tomorrow would be
the day after Thanksgiving, which will be, in fact, Black Friday.
It's coming up very soon.
Yes,
anyway, on Black Friday, we will provide more information about where we're going with our social media campaign. The short version is we know this platform and others for conservatives and libertarians has to grow and has to be different, has to do some things different. And we have a bunch of amazing and truly revolutionary ideas that are going to hopefully change media forever. And all we have to do is take the little steps that we've laid out, execute each one of them. And one of them, which is a pretty big one, we've got to get a lot of people to sign up at MeWe.com. This is really important. Sign up now. You don't have to even be as active, but we need to show those numbers now. We need to get a lot. And then in the next 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to get all the details. Well, the next step of details on where we're going with this thing. MeWe.com.
Yes. As a matter of fact, some of the comments over Yeah. David over on MeWe. Yep, the package has been reassigned, ma'am. I see it. No, picking on Jeff Dunham's little bony friend. That could be a suspicious package.
Oh, hashtag maybe a suspicious package.
TJ Toppin over on Twitter says maybe a suspicious package if instead of your name it says Allah Akbar.
Hold it. Wait a minute. Yes, hashtag maybe a suspicious package. Thank you.
Maybe a suspicious package.
And we're not saying it is.
No.
We're saying it may be. And we're not saying it's an explosive device or contains rice intercept. It may be a suspicious package.
James from Louisiana. Doesn't matter what your name is. You're always James from Louisiana to me.
You're really just triggering him.
Just trying to be a loving friend. Hashtag maybe a suspicious package if it has an email attachment from Carlos Danger. Yes, indeed.
Wow, that is one suspicious package.
That is a very, very suspicious package. And Brian Keith, I think, just wants to vent here. He says, the USPS never destroys my packages. They just send a package from North Carolina to California, let it sit out there for 3 weeks, then send it to Alabama, where it's supposed to go in the first place, or send it from my town to Kentucky, then to the next town from where I live. Never had that happen before.
Neither have I.
No, not even once. Stinky says, you're describing Friday night fun time.
Oh, see? That's how it is at his house.
I see. That's why whenever you get a party invitation from Stinky, always accept. It doesn't matter what you have planned.
That guy knows how to throw down when it's
always go to Stinky's parties.
Guy goes in the post office and he says, here, I got these 3 packages. I'm going to address them to the same place, but I want you to deliver one to Hawaii and one to New York and one to Florida. Nowhere near the addresses that are sent in the postman goes, we can't do that. He goes, you did that last week. See what I did there?
I see what you did
the
there.
Joke.
I did.
By the way, that also works for luggage at the airport.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want you to send this one to Hawaii and this one to Florida. He said, we don't do that. He said, you did it last week. It's the same thing. It's it's a joke about poor service at the post office and also the airlines.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
This just in, the convoy in New York is still moving along the streets and the highways and byways of New York now for the past 12, 13 minutes. It is still making its way through the streets of New York as we speak.
I told you, that's the reason I started the show, and you said they've only found that many. There's going to be more.
And you were right. It's almost, you're almost a Svengali in that.
I prefer Svengali.
Well,
because I want to be happier with this stuff. I do want to be that knowledgeable and somebody who can teach, and almost clairvoyant about the future because of that knowledge. But I also want to be happy about it.
Yes, and I think that's a very very worthwhile aspiration. And now the police are standing around on the streets of New York City as the convoy of bomb-sniffing trucks passes through. There's even a dog. Do you see the bomb-sniffing dog there?
It's all crap, folks. It's all crap. It's all
quite
propaganda.
A spectacle.
It's
entertaining.
It's a pageant, and that's how you have to look at it. It's entertaining, and it's mockable, and that's what we should all be doing today until there's actual news about it.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A nationwide manhunt underway for a suspect and a motive for the series of pipe bombs sent to a number of prominent Democrats, including the Clintons and the Obamas. CNN's New York bureau also a target. There's no lack of physical evidence since the explosives did not detonate. All of this has President Trump condemning the threat of political violence, and he's calling for unity across party lines.
At a rally here in the upper Midwest, the president promised an aggressive investigation and vowed to find those responsible for mailing pipe bombs and bring them to justice, hopefully very soon. He said such violent acts are an attack on democracy itself. The president also said the news media have a responsibility to set a civil tone. Greg Clugston with the president in Mossonee, Wisconsin.
This pledge from President Trump.
Those who violate our laws and cross our borders illegally will be sent back home quickly. And we tell them that because they've got a long hike but they can't come. They cannot come in the way they want to come in. Doesn't work that way.
The president at last night's GOP campaign rally in Wisconsin. It's been 10 days since she vanished, and the search for 13-year-old Jamie Kloss goes on. The Wisconsin girl disappeared after her parents were found fatally shot in the family home. Authorities fear that Jamie could be in grave danger.
We are now offering a reward of $25,000 for information that directly relates to her location.
The FBI's Justin Tolomeo, one of the agents working the case. Held captive for more than 3 years in Syria, a Japanese journalist recently set free has now arrived back in Tokyo. Wall Street hoping to recover some of what it lost in yesterday's stock market rout. Dow futures up 145. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey guys, Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. Are you tired of the bar scene, hoping to find the love of your life? Well, there is a better way for you single guys and ladies out there. Check out WeThePeople.dating. They make it easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating for the love of people and people of love. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
There's a better way to meet people without having to suffer through all the crazies. Weed out all the nutty people with WeThePeople.dating. That's WeThePeople.dating. It's easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
This is Tim Barton from Wall Builders with another moment from American history. America is a special and unique nation. The average length for a constitution in other countries is only 17 years, but we've had ours for over 2 centuries. And our 4% of the world's population produces 24% of the world's gross domestic product, and every year we produce more inventions and technology than the other 96% of the world combined. In 1831, Alexis de Tocqueville of France came to America, traveled the country, and in his famous book, Democracy in America, reported, "The position of the Americans is therefore quite exceptional, and it may be believed that no democratic people will ever be placed in a similar one." This is the origin of the phrase American exceptionalism, and affirms that America is unique because of the distinctive ideas on which we have been based, including inalienable rights, individualism, limited government, and the importance of religion and morality. For more information about American exceptionalism, go to wallbuilders.com.
The mothership has landed.
That's how diverse we are. We could have called it the fathership.
Yes.
We didn't.
Yep.
Nay, because we support women and women's issues.
And a matriarchal society.
That's right. That's what we're about.
We are all about breastfeeding.
I don't think that's what that means, but
it doesn't.
I don't think so. Maybe.
I think there's something to that.
You know, I just realized. Let's say you are somebody who aspires to be president, and you identify with the Democrat Party. Let's say a Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, that Pocahontas chick.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Liawatha. Remember her?
Oh, yes.
And you didn't get a package.
Right. I see what you're
It's trouble for you.
It is trouble.
This is all news. I mean, again, nobody got blowed up.
No, it's disheartening to feel like you're not part of the gang.
Right. Do you know, I have realized something again, and this is powerful. You do all those Building America segments, and I've explained this a couple of different ways, but I've had some personal realizations again that it's about the self-doubt. That's the ball game. In anything you're doing, it's an equation. It's a math equation. It's the doubt. How much you're willing to do, how do you sustain, what are you willing to invest in this stuff? So if you believe something is a great idea and it's not a lot of work or whatever, you could pretty easily get it done, right? But when it's hard work and then you have to deal with all that self-doubt, you're battling that every day. That takes its toll constantly.
It's exhausting.
And that's the thing that stops people. Oh, this didn't work. I'm just going to quit.
Right.
Or see it didn't work, or the doubt, or the loved one, blah, blah, blah. People say you got to have a good support network. What they're really saying is you need constant encouragement.
Yes. Constant reinforcement.
Right. And it's not the phony stuff, but it's like, listen, this is going to work. It's okay. Hang in there. I mean, bad enough if you get nothing. But if you got somebody that's going, it's not going to work. Why don't you?
Right.
Right. So when you're out there battling and doing all of this stuff, it has to be about the constant encouragement.
You do need, yes.
I have learned that again today and yesterday and the day before, that you have to stay focused in all of this stuff.
Focused and positive.
It's not easy.
No, it's not. It is not. If it was easy, anyone could do it. And everyone and anyone could and would be successful.
So let's say, again, you are running for president and you're like, wow, this is unlikely. I'm going to get elected president or whatever. I get it, whatever. And then you get that disheartening news today. The right doesn't even hate me enough to send me a faux bomb.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They sent it to Hillary. She's still the front runner.
They sent it to Maxine Waters, and she's not even running.
This is better than a Rasmussen poll. It's better than that. Who did they send it to? Hillary. She's hated that much by people on the right. Clearly, she then must be loved that much by people on the left.
Right.
Therefore, I'm not even in the running. They didn't send me. So that's number one.
Takes the wind out of your sails.
Then number two, you've got to market yourself. You got to get out there and you got to get a package.
Yes. You've got to find a way to have a package sent to you.
You got to go to everyone's got to have their.
I mean, for crying out loud, if De Niro gets one.
Right.
Why don't I?
Listen, at that level, when you're playing at that level, you got to have a couple of people that are willing to do some dirty work for you, right? You got to have some people that are willing to so you go, send in Pete. Whatever. I don't think his name is Pete. Maybe it's like Shady Steve. I don't know. They're going to have some. Maybe it's a code name. Send in the Sparrow.
Shady Steve. Yeah.
It'd be a good
Hawk.
Send in the Hawk. Something like that. And then he comes in and he's like, listen, I got to get a package. Here's what you got to do. You study the package that are out there and you got to send me one.
Yeah.
So make up a similar ass package. Remember, return address, Debbie, what's her name? Schultz. Got to be the same font, whatever.
Yep.
And you go out to, wherever, post office, drop it and boom, send it to me. I got to get my name out there.
And don't use one of those pre-address labels. Make sure that you print the address using a printer on paper and then stick that with Scotch tape.
It's got to look suspicious.
It really does.
And you can find out what a suspicious package is
by going to CNN.
CNN, that's your. Oh, I almost forgot.
News platforms.
No, I almost forgot. We got a.
Stop the presses. Stop everything, Ron. Stop everything.
Got to remind you about PatriotMobile.com.
Yes.
Woo, almost forgot that. PatriotMobile.com. Please sign up for an account today. PatriotMobile.com/doc if you want to give us the credit for it. That's how they track. That's how they know that you listen to this broadcast and we get to continue to broadcast because they send us a little bit of money for running the commercials. It's pretty simple that way. But the reason we share Patriot Mobile is because they also do a great job. I have turned down many clients over the years who want to give us money to advertise. And I'm like, you want to run a recorded commercial or something, that's fine. But I'm not endorsing your products. I'm not going to personally talk about them because I don't like them. I mean, if AT&T, as horrible as they are, they want to run a little recorded commercial on our station, I'll take their money.
Right.
Because every time I run it before and after, I'm going to go, don't use AT&T because they're horrible. Evil people. I personally believe they're evil. That level of bad and dysfunction. So if they want to do that, fine. But if you hear us talking about something, a product like Patriot Mobile, it's because we like them. We support their product or service. We know they do a great job. They've been vetted. We've had products and services that start becoming a little, questionable. We've taken them off the air and said, get your act together before or discontinued. So when you hear us talk about something like Patriot Mobile, we have firsthand knowledge, accounts. We use the products and services. Patriot Mobile does a great job. We looked up some of the services just the day before yesterday. They do have, Matt Locke was like, I don't know, do they have unlimited packages?
And yes, they do.
And they're not suspicious.
No, they're not.
They're not suspicious.
They don't have
unlimited
weirdly
packages.
taped labels on them. They're not stained.
But unlimited data package, you can get them. Absolutely. Competitively priced. Often you're going to save money. Go to patriotmobile.com/doc. Good conservative capitalists. People are out there fighting for your conservative rights by sending just a little bit of the profits that they get over to some of the causes and not working against you by sending it to some of these people you don't like.
Exactly.
It's patriotmobile.com/doc. Please sign up today. patriotmobile.com/doc.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
And indeed, the profound headlines brought to you right now by Patriot Mobile. It's one small way you can keep the progressive agenda from progressing and save money at the same time. This just in.
.com/doc.
Exactly, .com/doc. Thank you.
Who's it brought to us by?
It's patriotmobile.com/doc.
Yeah, there you go.
DOC.
Right.
As in C, the suspicious packages sent now to Time Warner, to Clinton, to Obama, to De Niro, to Maxine Waters, to Eric Holder, and several others who are far more important than those other Democratic hacks that possibly could be running for president.
They're not bomb-worthy.
No.
They're not faux bomb-worthy.
No. And as an example of how we keep you up to date, the New York Police Department bomb techs are going to be investigating the package that just arrived at the big warehousey-looking building somewhere in New York after traveling the streets of New York live. This is on Fox News for the past, 29 minutes we've been tracking.
Doesn't that strike you as weird that they would transport this package with a convoy of cars like that?
It's unnecessary to me.
Completely.
Seriously. I mean, it's a small
Have you ever
package.
seen that before?
No.
Transport it through the streets.
No, I mean, and the size of these bombs, faux bombs,
packages.
if you've seen it in packages, I mean, even with like a C4 or something, it's not going to be enough to blow up a city block or, a radius of like 5 cars or something. And inside that,
what if it's a dirty bomb? That
ball that is going to contain some of it, it's just not legit. If it's a dirty bomb or something, they would be able to detect that right off.
What
anyways,
if it's a dirty bomb?
It's such a dirty bomb. Can you imagine the guys working on this today, the text where his wife goes, "So, what'd you do today?" And he goes, "Oh, I was the one that had to handle that suspicious package." Harold, you told me you would stop that. Oh, knock that off. You told me it was one time in college.
He comes out, he's wiping the food out. Yeah, I had to put down my sandwich to pick up the dirty bomb here and just look at. You know what, guys? It's a dirty package. It's got some wires in here. There's some pipe. I think we're
gonna
good
be
to go.
fine. You're good to go.
It's gonna be good. We made all those people late to work for nothing this morning.
Yep.
Moving on to far more important news. Bill Cosby's judge has rejected his new trial bid.
Oh,
yes.
What was? I mean, it's just an appeal, but were they basing it on anything even kind of legit?
Well, and excuse me, I misspoke. Inmate number NN7687's trial judge has rejected his bid for a new trial. What Camille Cosby, Bill Cosby's wife, was trying to say is, in the appeal was that the judge should have stepped down because his wife does advocate work for sex assault victims.
Okay,
so she's saying that the judge is biased because of the judge's wife's work in the field of sexual assault.
I mean, I'm willing to, call out a lot of people. And again, you want to avoid even the appearance of impropriety. That's a pretty big stretch, Camille.
Well, the judge has said that his wife's work has no bearing on his work. So there you go.
I mean, I think it does. I just don't think that would make you overly aggressive in prosecuting people.
What this means is that it will now go to the state Supreme Court before it makes its next stop.
Okay.
In the meantime, you know where to find Bill. Meghan Markle wore not one but 2 affordable dresses on day 7 of the royal tour of Australia.
I don't care.
I knew you were waiting for this one. See, yesterday you chose the Sarah Silverman, Louis C.K. story over the Meghan Markle story.
I don't care.
I know you did it by mistake, but listen, after paring back the intensity of her royal tour schedule, the Duchess of Sussex, say that 10 times fast, is going all in on ease and simplicity, at least with her fashion choices. This morning, she was spotted arriving at Australia's Fraser Island in a burgundy polka dot dress.
I don't care. I royally don't care.
Wait until you hear where she got it.
I don't care.
For just $129. Unfortunately, they're all sold out. We'll keep you up to date on what she's wearing. Next, it's on the royal tour of Australia. A man was rescued from a Carlisle shed where he was kept as a slave for 40 years.
I saw the headlines on this bizarre story.
He was freed from a 6-foot shed where it's believed he has been held for the last 40 years. It is suspected that he was locked in a tiny room since the time he was 18 years old, and that was in 1978. They said when he was discovered, he looked like a rabbit in the headlights because he was so startled to be freed. This is bizarre. How do you stay locked in a shed for 40 years?
It's amazing.
40 years. There was a pictures from the scene show a filthy blanket on the floor next to a flat screen television and a garden chair, which means that somebody's at least been bringing him a flat screen television and a garden chair. The man is now 58. He's being cared for by officials from the Gang Masters and Labor Abuse Authority. That sounds bizarre, doesn't it? This is why we kicked England's ass in the war.
Wow. Okay. I don't even know what that means.
They acted on a tip-off. He's being looked after by special trauma officers.
Horrible.
It's awful. I just don't understand how you stay in a shed for 40 years.
Yeah, I guess the possibility that you will get institutionalized, or what is the syndrome you get?
Stockholm
syndrome. Mm-hmm. Maybe you get something like that.
Maybe.
I gotta tell you though, if I were to ever get that, if I was ever locked up, I'm going to be one of the later people to get that. I'm not saying it couldn't happen to me where I would become, like institutionalized like that. I'm just saying I'm going to be one of the last ones to get it because I'm just a big enough ass. I'm like
they'd be wanting to release me.
Oh yeah,
they want me to leave.
I would be like a caged animal. I would. I don't even like to get behind somebody in traffic.
No,
because it's like you're keeping me down. You're holding me prisoner here.
Yes, they would.
Can you imagine me locked up?
No, they would be extremely sorry that I make big messes.
They would be.
I'm worse than a raccoon.
They're like, we got to let this guy go.
Yes, we've
got to let him go. Yeah. I can't take another day with him.
Yes, that would be.
And the stink.
This just in, a crowd has gathered outside of Robert De Niro's restaurant in New York where a suspicious package was addressed to Mr. De Niro.
There's nothing.
And carried through the streets of New York in a convoy. We now go live to our reporter on the We don't have a reporter on the street?
No, and nor should anyone else. There's nothing there.
It's
only where they found it.
There's a group of people standing outside the restaurant where this suspicious package was almost delivered, though.
To show all of the people that were murdered and the destruction from
it's just a group of people standing there and looking rather bored. In more exciting news, a bride-to-be wants her dead mother's hair featured on her wedding dress.
What?
The woman has made a sketch of a floral-length ball gown, requested that the bodice around the midsection of the dress should have a lacy floral design made with her dead mother's hair, and that is a little sketch of the dress.
Well, okay.
Living hair lining the collar.
You could have
hair fringe trim, and then hair sewn into the bodice.
You really used a lot of words to describe that story.
Creepy is one word.
No, you could have just said crazy woman and moved on.
Yes, well,
there's another crazy woman identified and move on.
And think about this. There's a man marrying her.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a man marrying the woman who wants her dead mother's hair sewn into the bodice of the dress.
If that's not a warning sign? Dude, seriously, do you run?
I don't know. She's crying.
We may have to have an intervention with this dude.
She's really nice.
Oh,
she's a great cook and loves kids.
Do you know where that hair ends up next? Everywhere else around your house. You're going to have that hair like on the wall, on the mantle. Your pillows are going to be stuffed with it, and it's not going to stop there. Her hair.
Yeah.
She's Fruit Loops, and you're marrying her, and this is just the beginning. This is what we know. This is the crazy we know about.
Well, and to make it even crazier, the woman is 61 years old.
Oh.
She wants to recreate the dress that her mother wore when her parents got married in 1953.
When she got married in 53, was her own hair on the dress?
Then
you're not recreating it.
She admitted that the request is a little weird, but posted that she started to collect the hair before her mother died and now has a box full of hair. Well, you never know when you're going to need your dead mother's hair. Why is that so stupid? You're collecting hair for a rainy day. You make it sound like that is just the craziest thing.
It's my
ever.
rainy day hair.
Exactly.
It's a just-in-case box of hair.
That would freak me out being in the house.
Dude, think about this.
I know.
You open it up and you're like, oh, is this a wig or something? No, it's my dead mom's hair that I started collecting years ago.
I just don't understand.
You know what you do in that case? You go, oh, okay, and you put it back in the shelf, and you go, you know what? I'm going to run out for a pack of cigarettes. I'll be back in a few minutes. You don't smoke. Right?
And just don't turn around.
Right. And
keep going.
As soon as the door shuts, you go, hi, Patriot Mobile, I need a new phone number. You go 800 Patriot. Yeah, I already have an account. Doc Thompson. Hey, Doc, how you doing? Good. I just need to change my number. Great. Is there a reason why? Yeah, just, a lady has her dead mom's hair in a box.
Can you do it today?
Do it. Yeah. It usually takes like 10, 15 minutes, Ron, so you're good to go.
Do you have coverage in Turkmenistan? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
you
where I'm
are
going.
out.
I'll be living in the caves of Afghanistan if you need me.
Which is worse? That she got her dead mother's hair before her mom died or after?
That's a very good question.
I mean, it would be crazy enough to go, Mom passed away today.
It's very sad.
I'm going to go get her hair. That would be bad.
Yes, it would.
I mean, you're a lot of emotions and weird, and you have some weird thing about her hair and whatever. That would be creepy.
I'm telling you, somewhere in that house are false teeth.
Wow.
I'm not even joking.
No, real teeth. They could be her real teeth.
They could be.
Oh, toenail clippings?
Wow.
Thank God he didn't open the other box.
Right? Wow.
He was really upset about my dead mom's hair. Thank God he didn't open the other 4 boxes.
You got a shadow box somewhere hanging on the wall.
I've been collecting her toenails and her fingernails for the last 50 years. Just the clippings right there.
Remember when we were in Chicago talking about the water in the gutter? We're right there on the toenail clippings, just so you know. Whoa.
And our pillows are stuffed with her belly button lint.
The headlines this morning also brought to you by therichsolution.com. Live the best and healthiest life you can with the richsolution.com.
Is that a topical solution or like an ointment? Or
it's
a
more
salve?
like a salve. It should be the richsalve.com, but it is the richsolution.com.
Rod's saying it's a program. It's a whole series of programs.
Okay, yes, it's a design for a healthier life, is what it is.
A design, many steps to it, things that'll help you out. I think you'll love the book if you go to therichsolution.com. It's both philosophical and practical about how you can turn your life around. And there's a lot of information with a great story. But I'm telling you, the supplements are going to help you. I have really been convinced of supplements, of extra vitamins and things in your diet for the last year or so, about a year and a half. I've realized the importance of them in your diet. I feel, honestly, truly, so much better and that's one of the reasons I like earth water, because you're getting those extra trace minerals in your body. But those supplements, you pee them all out and all of this stuff. I know it has made me feel much better. And when I don't take them, much worse. Well, the Rich Solution kind of focuses on those supplements, but in the proper combinations, because you need certain combinations of vitamins to work together.
Right.
So they have done them. And again, these are the Cadillac. The Riches actually went to the factory where they make the vitamins.
Let's call it the BMW, the Cadillac. I don't know.
The BMW, the top of the line, the gold standard of supplements. Look for them today if you go to therichsolution.com. Look under supplements, therichsolution.com.
It is T-minus 12 days until the most important election of our lifetimes. That is 12 days from the most important election of yours and my lifetime. Just so you know. Today is also Chucky the Notorious Killer Doll Day.
Sorry. This just in. It is 2 years and 12 days from the most important election of your lifetime.
Well, wouldn't that be the second most important election?
After 12 days, it'll be the most important.
That's a very good point. Chucky the Notorious Killer Doll Day. I mean, Ron says it's National Greasy Foods Day, but I say it's National Notorious Killer Doll Day.
National Greasy Foods. Would that include greasy hair? If I like to eat hair. Just asking.
It was on this day in 1980 that this band earned their first top 40 hit.
Hold on. 1980.
1980.
October 25th, 1980. Rock or pop dance?
Rock.
first alternative, like new wave.
Yeah, it's pretty just rock. I mean, this is a rock song. They're from Australia, if that's a clue.
Men at work. Men at work?
So gay.
Men at work?
No, not Men at Work.
They're from Australia.
That's not rock. That's pop. I said rock, and Ron is in there.
I'm seriously thinking it, but I can't remember who it would be.
Well, it's funny. You see, actually, when I said that's gay, that was actually kind of a clue.
Marvin Gaye was from Australia?
He was, no.
That's he's soul and
AC/DC?
Yes, and the song was?
Hell's Bells. I don't know.
You Shook Me All Night Long.
Shook Me All Night.
You Shook Me. It was their first top 40 hit.
Got the wrong song there.
They've done quite well since then.
Wrong group. Okay.
1994.
I didn't realize they were Australian.
I didn't either. I was just saying that.
Honestly, I thought they were like British or something, didn't you?
They're Australian. Have you ever heard them speak?
No, I haven't. I thought he was Scottish.
They're from Australia.
When Bon Scott died, who was the lead singer?
Brian Johnson is the new one.
Yeah, and he was the real successful one. Though.
Yes, he was. Well, actually, they recorded some stuff. Bon Scott died, and I think they had recorded a bunch of stuff for.
But all the hits were
were Back in Black, and then Hell's Bells was actually their kind of tribute to Bon Scott.
Johnson just retired.
Did he really?
Yeah, he can't hear anymore, and they're like, if you don't stop touring, you'll be completely deaf.
And Malcolm Young is dead, the drummer.
And Angus Young.
Uh-oh.
Did you guys
hold on.
Suspicious package?
Matt Locke
what is this?
Matt Locke just
door for a Dick Thompson.
Hang on. From Debbie, what's her name, Schultz
to Dick Thompson.
Hey, Dick Thompson. Does this look suspicious to you?
It was at the door this morning.
It's got wires protruding from it and a greasy spot, and it's vibrating.
Get me a lighter and something to wash this down with.
Wow.
It's Dick Thompson. She clearly got it right.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy, Katy Perry is 33 today.
How old?
33.
How old's Left Shark?
Who's Left Shark?
Or Right Shark? How old's Right Shark?
I don't know who Right Shark is.
Let's move on.
Nancy Cartwright is 60.
Nancy Cartwright, the voice of
Bart Simpson and several others. Pablo Picasso would be 137 today, but he's still dead. And Enoch True is 19 years old. I cannot believe
Enoch True
is 19 years old.
Listen, when that guy at just barely 18 was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his service in...
There's Enoch True.
Oh, that's not him. That
is
get the
the
Congressional
TikTok
Medal of Honor.
star with 500,000 followers, just so you know.
And it's true. He's bigger than Michael Moore.
Yes,
I mean, fatter than Michael Moore.
4.2 million followers. Those are your headlines.
A free exchange of ideas. MoJo 50.
Never forget.
Before the dust has even settled on the contentious Kavanaugh confirmation hearings, an anonymous gay man has stepped forward to accuse Senator Cory Booker of sexually assaulting him in 2014. Senator Booker must immediately resign. Here's why. According to Democrats, an alleged survivor must be believed even if no evidence exists to support their claim. The man who came forward to allege Booker's assault says that Booker pulled him into a restroom and sexually assaulted him. The accuser also claims to have cooperating evidence of the event. He further states that he reached out to those in the Me Too movement for support, but they weren't really interested in hearing about his sexual assault. If we follow the same unconstitutional rules put forth during Kavanaugh's hearings by Democrats and Me Too movement activists like actress Alyssa Milano, Booker is presumed guilty of sexual assault until he proves that he is innocent. So what's next? A public congressional hearing should be convened, allowing the accuser and the accused to each give their side of the story, with particular emphasis on the demeanor of Booker to judge whether he still has the temperament to be a senator should he be able to prove his innocence. Senator Mazie Hirono must tell the men in her party to shut up and stand up for the rights of this anonymous accuser. We should expect nothing less. And finally, the FBI should be enlisted to do a thorough investigation, which means more than one investigation because Democrats felt that 7 FBI investigations were inadequate to prove Kavanaugh was not guilty. I'm sure that Democrats ascribing to their own rules will join me in declaring that there is no other recourse available to Booker. He must tender his resignation immediately. And that's today's Reality Check with Susan Knowles.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American made and serve those who serve us, our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com, use promo code DUCK, and get 15% off your purchase. That's Never Forgotten Apparel.
Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, MoJo 5-0, coming up an hour and a half from right now. The Conservative Cartel, featuring Matt Locke and Ron. It'll be about an hour and a half.
That's Ron Phillips. It's Ron Phillips over there. He's the Cartel Ron.
I don't think you got that right. That doesn't sound right to me.
That's who that is.
Anyways, it's about an hour and a half from right now. Please go to mojo50.com and sign up today. Just register with us so you will be in the drawing for a major package. Not a suspicious package, a big package. Major. Significant, a grande package.
By the way,
package DoJo.
There was a woman complaining. I think she was complaining on Twitter that or maybe we got an email that it was a boys package that we were giving away. There wasn't there was nothing girly about the package.
Now, this is neither. This is a unisex package.
I think so. I mean, think so.
So you got a watch here. It's a Minuteman watch. Okay, this is more of a man's watch, sure. But
why is it a man's watch?
It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying it is. Usually women's watches are the smaller versions, whatever. But you could still wear this. It doesn't have to be. This is not, obnoxiously large or anything like that. It's beautiful.
It's a very nice watch.
All of the Minuteman watches are really one of a kind. Even if some of them have similar designs or the same design, they're all individually handcrafted and assembled.
Right here in this country.
Right. Each one. It's not, and by the way, it's not handcrafted by a team of 14. No. All right, Pete, you do 3 watches today. Steve's going to do 2. No, one guy. It's his company. He does each one. MinutemanWatches.com. You can go there today. Watches?
Yeah, it's MinutemanWatches.com.
MinutemanWatches.com. So that's in the package. We've also got a gun from Tar River Arms, TarRiverArms.com. And again, by the way, and ladies, if you think this is too masculine, you can give it to somebody. Christmas is coming up. These are beautiful watches, and they're very nice. You also got a firearm from Tar River Arms.
And if you want, we can spray paint the gun pink. If you really want it to be a woman's package.
That is neither man or female, or male or female. Right. You can do that. And then a yellow jacket phone case that is also a battery backup and a stun gun.
That's just cool.
And that's what's in the package so far. Likely we'll have some supplements from the Rich Solution, some of the wonderful products from MoJo. I'm sorry, from MoJoWildRice.com.
That's right there. That's the girly part, because the girls should be cooking. So there you go. So there's your girly.
There's your girly one, so you can stay in the kitchen, give this watch and gun to a man you love.
Yes,
everybody wins there.
Finally.
So the package is going to continue to grow. It will, in fact, continue to grow between now and Black Friday, but you got to register. Give us your email address at mojo50.com. And don't worry, we're not going to sell that or anything like that. It's mojo50.com.
It is not hard to enter.
It is not. Mojo50.com. Joining us now, Raheel Raza from the Clarion Project. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Explain what the Clarion Project is.
The Clarion Project is a not-for-profit think tank that works to expose the dangers of radical Islam and give voice to progressive, liberal, moderate Muslims like me.
See, and
they do this through documentaries and op-eds.
I think this is so important. There's a lot of people in America, a lot of conservatives and Christians who have really gotten things wrong when it comes to Islam. And Islam has gotten a lot of things wrong, what with the, propensity for violence at times, for the way they treat women and gays. So here's how I look at it. Anybody that has a strong faith, and it's a faith that is based on doing good at the core, we should, even if you think they are a little off in who they're worshiping and their faith, we should at least give them a certain amount of respect, not just because we have freedom and recognize freedom of religion in America, but because it is something that is very personal to them. Do you agree with that?
Well, I agree that religion is a very personal thing, but and most religions, I would say, teach good and have good talk about morals and ethics, and it should be a personal decision. But if my religion is going to impose on your lifestyle and your freedoms and create violence, then of course we have to criticize it. So what you're saying is a very, very, very apt thing, that there is Islam, which is the faith, and then there is Islamism, which is the politicized politicization of the faith. And, I am an observant practicing Muslim, but I don't impose my faith on anyone else. It's a private matter. When I start imposing it in the public square, then, of course, it's open to debate and discussion, and there should be debate and discussion. This political correctness that is so rampant in our country is creating a lot of backlash because people want to talk about these issues. They want to discuss them. They want to ask questions, and so they should.
I've told this story before. I was jogging through Central Park a few years ago in New York City. It was just a beautiful day, and I ended up on, one of the kind of off trails over in the corner of the park. And I looked over, and there was a man privately, by himself, away from everybody, on a prayer rug, praying. And I assumed he was Muslim. And as I just jogged by, I realized it was a beautiful moment. Here's a guy who is praying multiple times a day for his faith. As far as I know, he was not injuring anybody. It was a beautiful moment, and I can appreciate that even though I'm not Muslim. The problem is, like you said, you've got the faith of Islam. You've got the political, really a party of Islam.
Yes.
But you've also got a culture of Islam, and that's kind of the bridge between the two. And that culture is used to keep people down, to do wrong.
Yes. There are a lot of factors which are very problematic in the Muslim world, and I am part of a Muslim reform movement where we are trying to bring Muslims into the 21st century with the help of organizations like the Clarion Project. We have to expose the issues. It's like a virus, so there is a virus within the heart of the Muslim world right now. Unless it's diagnosed and isolated, we will never find a cure for it. So it needs to be discussed and debated.
As we head down to the midterm elections, one of the things that is being brought up against President Trump is that so-called Muslim ban that he had in place, and then also for bailing on the Iran nuclear deal. I think he did right with both of those.
Well, first of all, I never considered it a Muslim ban because there are 57 Muslim countries in the world.
Right.
He did not ban people from all of that. Apart from that, Muslims have been living in the United States for decades, hundreds of years, and they're thriving very well there. What he had done was actually put a ban on a few countries that are failed states. And why would you want to invite people from failed states? Because those would only bring problems with it. So I endorse that decision and think it sends a very strong message to other countries to say that, we have an open house, we welcome everyone, but if you're going to come and trash my furniture, I don't want you in my house.
That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. To me, it's always been black and white and simple. As far as the nuclear deal is concerned, President Obama in his policy of appeasement returned billions of petrodollars back to the Iranian regime,
Shameful.
Which is evil to the core. And all they did was put it in their coffers and use that money to fund Hamas, Hezbollah, and other militias of theirs abroad and inside Iran. None of it filtered down to the people. So when I speak of Iran, I differentiate between the people of Iran and the regime. The people are the ones who are suffering, and they're the ones who want change. They're clamoring for change.
Yeah,
because this is a regime that oppresses its own people.
The Iranian government, the people who run Iran, it is really that bad, isn't it? We think in America that
worse
we
than
know.
we think.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to, right? It's horrible.
It is. It's horrible, and unfortunately, an average person doesn't realize that because there is so much clampdown on social media and news getting out of Iran. But I have seen the amnesty reports. I have met the dissidents. I work with the dissidents and the victims. Some of them still have family back there. So it's worse than you think. For me, it's a very simple example. I'm a women's rights activist. In 2018, if a woman can be arrested, jailed, and tortured just for uncovering her hair on the streets of Tehran, I think we have a problem.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem.
Yes, and this is, just the beginning. They have killed a woman who was raped. They constantly persecute the minority Baha'i community. They say that people who are homosexual should be taken and pushed off a highest cliff. So, their violations of human rights are very well documented and very well known. So why should we allow them to have a finger on the trigger of nuclear arsenal when the only reason they want it is to eradicate Israel from the face of this earth.
You know, and that's one of the
So
reasons.
the intention is so evil.
Well, in talking about the abuse of women and others in Iran and other countries is one of the reasons I wanted to have you on today, because I am frustrated by the constant barrage of left-wing media and left-wing types and Democrats who constantly tell us how horrible things are in America, that even if we have a problem, let's say you're on the left and you're like, Doc, you don't understand what women go through and gays and so on and so forth. Even if you believe that, it is so much better here than the rest of the world. Why wouldn't they put their efforts into the low-hanging fruit in going after the real major problems like other countries, like Iran, who treats people, women, gays, others, so poorly, who torture them?
Thank you for bringing this up. I have been very frustrated by the Me Too movements and, you know, the Lives Matter. Everybody's lives matters, and the Me Too movement does not at any point talk about the women of Muslim majority societies, you know, women who are victims of honor killings, forced and underage marriage, women who are victims of female genital mutilation, and what is happening in Iran. So yes, you're right. The frustration is definitely there, and I sense it also. But, you know, we have to do what we can do. Each one of us is responsible for our own actions. So I speak out and I write against what their regime is doing in Iran. And most importantly, it's dangerous for Americans because they are funding terrorist organizations and they have their own militias. And I just found out that they have a huge movement in South America where through innocent-sounding TV programs, which they present in the Spanish language, they're indoctrinating the people with their ideology. So they have absolutely used every measure that they can to spread their message of hate. And their hate is for America and the American people, but not the people of Iran. The people of Iran love America. The young people especially. There's nothing they would like more than to have the freedoms.
Yeah, you could see a lot of younger people when they have that opportunity. You see them dress like people in the West and enjoying music and so on. So you're right. I think that's been marketed to us wrongly. Hey, where can people find out more about the Clarion Project?
www.clarionproject.org.
Pretty simple, clarionproject.org. I'm going to post a link to that on social media, and I appreciate you joining us
I have
today.
an op-ed coming up about Khashoggi. So
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Awesome.
That's very good.
Yeah, I'll link to it so people can check that out as well. It's
Thank you.
clarionproject.org. Thank you so much, Raheel. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks
Raheel
for
Raza
having me.
from the clarionproject.org.
Well, and there is a fascinating post there right now on
About Khashoggi.
About Khashoggi and why the Saudis had to cut up the body. That story, we haven't talked much about that at all, but it is just,
well, and
that is one of the most horrific stories.
It is. It's bizarre, and I haven't spent as much time on it, and it's because I can't wrap my head around who I really believe in this. I mean, I really cannot come up with a solid what I personally believe based on the evidence. It is so open. When you think about this, Brad, you go, this prince in Saudi Arabia has been by many accounts really reforming. I mean, Saudi Arabia has taken major steps forward. So I don't want to believe any of this stuff. You know, I don't want to believe that there's something nefarious. On the other hand, the signs point to him being involved in this, right?
And it is bizarre. I mean, the post starts off: the cut-up remains of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi's body were found in the garden of the Saudi Consul General's home in Istanbul, 500 meters from the consulate, where the Saudis have now admitted he was murdered, according to a number of sources. 15 people cut up the body. That is what they're saying. 15 people.
Well, that's just that's overkill right there. I mean, how many people do you need to cut up a body?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this, a government works program?
Wow.
Come on.
It's like a TxDOT crew. I mean, it's just bizarre. But this whole, she brought a lot of good points up. That the fact that this Me Too movement, we are, and sexual assault is nothing to be, obviously, it's nothing to be laughed at, but we're talking about people who are saying, I got grabbed, I got touched, I got this, and you have women, like she said, female genital mutilation. Women have to keep their entire bodies covered. They have a slit to look through in the burqa or whatever that they cover their head
eye
with.
hole.
It's where is the left in trying to bring all of these things to light and trying to bring about change in that where there is real oppression of women?
It's about priorities, Brad. Look at it this way. While, yes, America is closer to home for people because it is our home.
Right.
Even if there are true problems that they on the left and the Me Too are making serious points that are true and real and there's meat to them, look at it this way. If I said, Brad, I've got a couple of plans here and you get to pick, okay? There's a couple of gold mines, okay, I have. Now, this first gold mine, you're going to dig every day of your life. You dig every day. And over the long haul, when you get towards the end of your life, you'll look and you go, wow, I got a little bit of gold here.
Right.
Worked that entire time. There's a couple little small nuggets of gold. There's still gold.
Right.
You
Not
got
much
gold.
to show for, but I do have something. Yeah.
Or you go to this other one.
Right.
And you are going to dig pounds of gold out every day.
Yes.
Which one would you use?
If it were me, I would, go to the one where I'm going to dig pounds of gold out.
That's how you have to look at this stuff. Even if true in America that there are things that need to change, that there are women being oppressed and patriarchal and sexual abuses and all of this, that's true. It is small, so small by comparison to what's going on in about half the world.
If
you can make any impact in, I was like 6 countries hit my head at one. Iran, Somalia, right? Just go down the list. Syria,
yes.
Any of those whatsoever, all over Africa, you will do so much good. Any impact whatsoever. That's what's so fascinating about the Saudi prince, right? Him coming into power.
Right.
He did not have a direct line to be, the head of Saudi Arabia.
Right.
He was not, directly, he was not likely to. So that's interesting. Obviously, some politicking going on there. But then he's responsible for some really positive changes. That's what's so amazing, and the reason I don't want to believe that, he's involved in Khashoggi, but it's looking like it,
right,
is because he has accomplished so much. I mean, women, right off, being able to drive and not have to dress the same way and all of this stuff, those are major, fundamental, core changes. So it's frustrating. You want to change things, you starry-eyed young millennial dreamers out there that the world just, and I want to, and people, and diversity, and inclusion, and love, and whatever. Fine. Fine. Dig where the gold is.
Yeah.
Fish where the fish are.
Yes.
When you've gotten all of the low-hanging fruit, when you've gotten all of the obvious problems fixed, fine. Go ahead and scrutinize and do even better. But there are enough huge, true problems in the world that we can agree on. Left and right, you're out there beating yourself silly over an allegation that somebody overheard a dirty joke. Oh, now I got to do it. There are women, children, men being raped and tortured and murdered systematically by regimes all over the world. North Korea, if you had any idea. When they finally open up North Korea, it's going to be like when they went into Auschwitz, when they went into the concentration camps in Nazi Germany, and everybody collectively around the globe went, we had no idea. Because early on in the war, they were just rumblings.
Right.
I heard it's pretty bad. They're rounding up Jews. They might be maybe killing some of them. No, but there are a lot of people who wouldn't even believe it. They couldn't even believe that somebody would do this. It was so uncharacteristic, what they believed, uncharacteristic of any human to be able to do this, not within human capacity to systematically exterminate people like this. So then we get late in the war and there were some more rumblings. Then you knew of concentration camps, but you just, it's just rough on them. They're not getting enough to eat, Maybe they make them work, stuff like this. That when they went in and the pictures of the people that were like skeletons with skin stretched over it. When they found all of those mass graves and the gas chambers, the world went, they had no idea. And the world tried to turn away. And there were Jewish groups and in the new country of Israel, the Nazi hunters, and people like Golda Meir that said, no, look at this, right? Look at this to keep it from happening again. That's what it's going to be like when people go into North Korea. The reports we've had out of it are stunning. Look at it. Stop telling me it's so bad in America. Stop telling me that somebody said a joke about homotype sexuals, that they made a joke that they're fabulous. That offends me. Great, you're offended? There are people being raped and tortured in North Korea right now, right this second. Shut up. Look at that.
Yep.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Hey, WeThePeople.dating is where you can avoid crazy people. Because if you pick up somebody at a bar or you meet somebody, I want to introduce you to my friend because they're great. And you go out and you're like, wait a minute, you're one of those people?
Look at the eyes.
You're one of those people who are so caught up in all of this, you're not prioritizing about what's important around the world or whatever. That's going to be bad for you. So we have weeded all them out. We've taken a database of millions and millions of people. What was that? Was it 30 million?
It was a lot. I think it was 20, 30, something.
Millions and millions of people, and we weeded out all of the obvious leftist crazy people. By that, I mean leftist.
Yes.
Gone. And what you've got left is this huge pool of people that are constitutionally minded, libertarian, conservative in their ideas and values. So if you are dating, considering signing up for a dating site, go to WeThePeople.dating.
Ironically, what you have left is not left.
That's right.
You see, exactly. I mean, they're fun to date. Don't marry them.
Right, exactly. I'll go over to the leftist dating sites for an evening. Sure, a couple hours.
But if you want to spend the rest of your life happy,
20 minutes.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
And you have to have an exit strategy if you're with the leftist people.
It can be as simple as just opening the front door, screaming on the way out. And
Yes,
just,
they could, but you got to have it. It's every situation going to be unique, but go in with an exit strategy. WeThePeople.dating is different. Find your constitutional match at WeThePeople.dating. A lot of people don't. There's .com, .org, .whatever. .dating is one of the
makes it simple to remember.
Yeah,
it's a suffix.
Suffixes. WeThePeople.dating.
Oh, by the way, we want to welcome Heather Barbwire Jackhole over to the MeWe MoJo 50 radio chat group.
Sup, Heather?
She finally found it.
We've been waiting for you.
Yes, we have.
Everybody's over there going, where the hell is she?
We wore our pretty clothes, and now they smell a little funny because we've been wearing them for several days waiting for you, but we're glad you're finally here. So.
I posted that picture from CNN, the signs of a suspicious package over in the MeWe chat room as well.
Yes, that was fodder for quite a bit of conversation.
Good.
So anyway, thank you to everybody who's over in the MeWe chat room chatting it up. Let's see here. Over on Twitter, James from Louisiana, can we check and see if Alyssa, the Milano cookie girl, Michael, he is more anyone else in the news, has gotten a hashtag suspicious package? Because this just in, the police are investigating the 8th suspicious possible bomb in New York City. He's still standing around on the corner near Robert De Niro's restaurant, where, by the way, the lunch special today is fabulous.
So Robert De Niro was theoretically the target.
In theory, yes.
So somebody, wow, Robert De Niro with a bomb.
And he's not even running for office.
And it's not his first bomb. Did you see Bad Grandpa? Hey-oh!
Thank you.
See, it's a bomb.
I see what you did there.
Like a cinematic bomb.
Yes.
Like content that didn't do well.
That was nice
flopped.
that you tied it in. But they still have a live shot on Fox News outside of Robert De Niro. Oh, look at someone's carrying a sign that says hoax. Boy, that wasn't supposed to be there. Somebody get that person out of. Somebody get him.
They're marching
out of there
back and forth.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
somebody.
See, Matt Locke from the Conservative Cartel popped in, and he's calling hoax as well, folks. That's interesting.
It's all. You know what? If it wasn't this, it's just too pat. This is just too perfect a setup.
Fox, CNN, MSNBC, stop with the camera on Robert De Niro's restaurant. There is nothing to see here.
The problem is you can't at this hour. You wouldn't be able to get the camera back in the truck and get it anywhere else. So you might as well just leave it there at this point for the news cycle. Because you're just wasting your time trying to get across New York, unless, of course, you have a police escort.
What was that? What was the aircraft that disappeared? They never found it.
Oh, the Malaysian airline.
What was the What the heck was that? 71.
I can't remember the flight number.
Do you remember CNN was full coverage for a year on that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you guys are doing with this bomb thing. The only good news, I know it's not going to last that long because
MH370.
MH370, there it is.
Still, we don't know where that went. It's going to turn up someday.
It's the aliens.
Somewhere, somehow, it will turn back up. And Dan Martin over on Facebook says, nice desk.
Yeah, this is a fabulous desk.
Hey, pal, you just wait. You know, I don't know if you know, but we've had life-threatening rain here in Texas for the past 6 months. So we've almost floated away.
Okay, that's fine then. Do we have an estimate on the desk when it will arrive?
Yes, we have an estimate.
Okay. I'm not going to provide it, but okay.
No, but
let me get to a radio commercial for Claire McCaskill now. Claire McCaskill running for her political life in Missouri. Senator Claire McCaskill likely going to lose. Here's a radio commercial recently aired supporting her.
Paid for by McCaskill for Senate.
I'm Claire McCaskill, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
What do you know about this Josh Hawley guy? Well, I know Hawley's a Yale lawyer who worked in D.C., and he supports those tariffs. But what does he do now?
And he's a dickhead.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, that's what he, horrible acting 101. What do you know about this? Josh, guys,
we
Josh
just elected him to Attorney General. He's a man in a hurry, prosecuting fewer criminals, and has never even tried a case.
Never. And hasn't Holly been caught hanging at the gym and out buying wine during work hours?
What? I saw that. This guy done anything as AG?
And he doesn't like puppies.
Is it red or white?
But one thing Holly did do was use our tax dollars to file that lawsuit to end protections for pre-existing medical conditions.
Yep, totally helping the insurance companies and not us.
Yeah. Well, I don't always agree with Claire McCaskill.
Hang on. These commercials are so funny because this is exactly how people talk. Brad and I talk this way all the time.
Yeah.
Buying that wine and getting...
He's out there buying that wine
and
during
not
business
working
hours.
for me and
No,
you. He does not work for me.
No, he
and he does not work for you.
No, he does not.
He's not doing that.
He's buying wine and working out.
What do you know about him?
He's working out.
Okay, touch more. Listen.
But she works hard, fighting against those tariffs, doing all those town halls. And Claire's not afraid to stand up against her own party.
Yep, and Claire's not one of those crazy Democrats. She works right in...
Wait, what?
That's the best of the whole thing.
And that's
finds compromise.
This is the real reason I wanted to play this. Listen to this is what she has to put in her commercial. This is her campaign commercial. Listen.
Especially when it comes to protecting things here in Missouri.
Oh, we missed it there. Yeah, Claire is, let me get this right.
Paid for by...
Stand up against her own party.
Yep, and Claire's not one of those crazy Democrats.
She's not one of those crazy Democrats.
No. No, not one of the crazy ones.
If you feel you have to put that in your commercial, and they do, you've got a bigger problem than just Claire McCaskill.
Yes.
I mean, as a party.
That's,
Your brand is synonymous with crazy. This is who you are. This is what we've been saying. Yeah. Well, stop being crazy.
Claire's not one of those crazy Democrats.
No?
No,
we're not sure she's actually a Democrat. We're pretty sure she's still crazy, but she's not one of them crazy Democrats. She's still a Democrat? Oh, then they got this wrong. She is one of those crazy Democrats. Because, see, that's redundant. That's redundant.
Did she get a package?
No, she did not.
No.
She's one of those crazy Democrats that isn't even noteworthy.
She didn't even get a package.
This is why this one quick little blurb shows you why there will not be a blue wave. They're not in line with most Americans.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As the FBI investigates pipe bombs sent to a series of prominent Democrats, this morning the NYPD investigating another suspicious package, this one found in the Tribeca neighborhood of Lower Manhattan. And in light of all of this, President Trump is urging unity across political lines.
Any acts or threats of political violence are an attack on our democracy itself. No nation can succeed that tolerates violence or the threat of violence as a method of political intimidation, coercion, or control. We all know that.
The president pledging to find those responsible and bring them to justice, hopefully very quickly. At least 7 pipe bombs have been sent. None of them exploded.
They were manila envelopes with 6 stamps and a bubble-wrapped interior containing pipe bombs full of glass shards and powder. None actually detonated. The FBI studying each at a lab in Virginia.
That's correspondent Sagar Megani. The outset of the flu season, the FDA approving the first new type of flu drug in 2 decades.
Zofluza is a pill that can reduce the severity of flu symptoms and shorten them in 1 dose. It's developed by the Roche Group, which is promoting it as working just as well as its older flu treatment, Tamiflu. That is taken twice daily for 5 days.
Correspondent Ed Donahue says each year flu typically kills about 12,000 to 56,000 Americans, up to 650,000 people worldwide. The Red Sox taking a 2-0 lead in the World Series, beating the Dodgers 4-2 last night. Wall Street futures pointing to a higher open later this morning following yesterday's stock market debacle. Right now, Dow futures up 112 points, NASDAQ futures better by 92, and S&P futures up 21 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's DIA Thrive.com.
Hey, it's Doc Thompson. Got the new show on MoJo 50 coming up. Hopefully you'll join us for that. And as a regular feature, my good friend, my life partner, Chef Patrick Mosier. I mean that in a food sort of way.
I would hope so.
Yeah. You'll be joining us on the broadcast as well?
Absolutely. Every day that you ask me to.
Talking food and business and prostitutes, right? Because you're the food biz pro, and that's what the pro's for.
It's all about cocaine and hookers.
It's all about cocaine and hookers until somebody gets arrested. And then it's about the legal system. And, well, you get the point. We'll be talking food and food trends and business. And, of course, we'll be spotlighting business, as I always have on my broadcast. But Chef Patrick Mosier will join us, and he has his own platform starting soon on Spoonie Radio.
Spoonie Radio, 24-hour food talk radio.
Can you really talk about food for 24 hours a day?
I could, but even I don't want to listen to myself talk about food for 24 hours. So we will have...
Somebody will.
Someone will be on the air 24 hours a day talking food, fun, travel, culture, and more than anything, food.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
It's a funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RIDUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism, so you're burning more.
Yeah,
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com. RIDUzone.com.
The mothership has landed.
Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, and MoJo 50. Speaking of Claire McCaskill, I had a dream about Claire McCaskill last night.
You had a dream? Were you eating rat poison before you went to bed?
I don't think so, but possibly.
You got to stop drinking turpentine before you go to sleep.
I think that's
you
what
really
happened.
Do. It's worse than pizza.
I don't, dreams are kind of fuzzy at times in your mind, but I am not kidding. Brad comes in today and he goes, hey, I send you a commercial, Claire McCaskill campaign ad. You got to hear this. We're not one of those bad Democrats, not those crazy ones.
Naughty.
And he said that, and I was like, okay. And I was like, wait a minute. I had a dream about her last night. Now, I was up really, really late editing some audio. We had a montage of some of the Democrats, being violent or calling for violence or seemingly calling for violence. And so I could understand if, I was editing some of her stuff, but it wasn't. She wasn't a part of it at all. I don't think I saw Claire McCaskill's name in the news yesterday at all. Maybe even the day before. It's been probably a couple of days.
Right.
So I don't know what triggered it. I don't think I was dreaming about anybody else. Fortunately, it was not of a sexual nature.
How do we know? Prove it.
I mean, the parts I remember were not. I do not remember all of her parts. So maybe there was part of it that was sexual. But anyway, so I'm the only parts I remember, and it was somebody was talking about her, and it was a couple of people, maybe like 2 or 3 people morphed into one. I don't know. And it was like they were having a conversation, and I was kind of included at one point.
Right.
And I was brought in, I was like, what? And they're like, can you believe it? Claire lied to people. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah. You know, Claire always seemed we found out that she lies about stuff.
Were you emotional when you woke up?
And I was like, yeah, she's a politician. I was like stumped. And they're like, yeah, but Claire and the blah. And I would go, I'm going, she's a politician. And I'm screaming like this. And then it was something about, then I met Claire or something. And she was like, yeah, I lie. I can't believe people did. Like she was being candid because I've met politicians at times. You don't know, folks. They come in for these interviews, and you'll get these ones who are very pious, kind of conservative, and I go to church and blah, blah, blah. And you get off the air, and they're like, no, that MFer. I was in a committee meeting, that effer. I mean, and they're just and you're like, I heard a guy who was a senator, very conservative off the air, dropped effing C-bomb about somebody.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, and this was 20 years ago. It was like, okay.
That was a simpler time back
so
then.
Claire is like, she was just being candid. She's like, yeah, what do you?
I lied.
And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. And there may have been something about her not being willing to try Nostalgia Wild Rice. There's something with it in there, but I can't remember the full thing. So. Speaking of MoJo Wild Rice, Chef Patrick Mosier joining us now on Twitter. It's at FoodBizPro. You can also follow his new platform called Spoonie Radio. It's at Spoonie Radio, or you go to spoonie.com. It's like spoon with a Y at the end. How are you, sir?
Living the dream, Doc. Living the dream.
Now, Chef Patrick has agreed on Black Friday for people that are in studio to promote their business, because we have a bit of an open house. You have to register online, but if you have a business and you want to pop by and promote your business for free, our 12-hour free commercials marathon for kind of our Building America.
We're getting paid overtime for that, right?
You're not getting paid at all. Overtime or regular time.
I don't think I signed up for that.
Chef Patrick has agreed to make a rice station. So, you know, people are a rice bar.
Yes. Yep.
So if you go to, and I had this at a cousin's wedding, they do one of the mashed potato bars. Those are kind of kitschy and kind of trendy and fun. So you get a big pile of mashed potatoes and they give you accoutrements to put on it, toppings and that.
Yep.
Some little proteins and vegetables. We're going to do that as a rice bar to show you how flexible the rice is. Even more so than mashed potatoes, because you can make them savory and sweet, right?
Oh, yeah, it's as flexible as a gymnast.
Yum.
That's going to be there on their webpage now. Nostalgia Wild Rice at MoJoWildRice.com is as flexible as a gymnast. So,
and we'll actually switch it out. So for breakfast, we'll do more breakfast accoutrements. We'll have fried eggs. We will have berries, honey.
Okay.
Almond milk, regular milk.
So you could
things
do a
like
savory
that.
breakfast one too, with like
bacon,
sausage and bacon. Oh, I don't think I've ever had. Oh my gosh. MoJoWildRice.com. I've done commercials for Nostalgia for, 5 years, and I love the product. I don't think I've ever had it with bacon.
No, we did it with fried egg one time. I don't think we've done it with bacon.
I'm stunned that I have never put that together.
That is kind of weird.
Because I eat a lot of bacon.
You can put cheese on there.
Well, I have to ask, though, Chef Patrick, I mean, being a hater of bacon, you're not going to mind having the bacon
I'm not
here.
A bacon hater. I'm just I'm not a fan of over baconating. That's it.
I think we've established your stance on bacon. That given as that is, you're not opposed to having bacon on the MoJo Wild Rice? Is that is this
I
true?
shall allow it that day.
Okay, all right.
So could we do this as part of the rice bar? Could we do some broth?
Absolutely.
Because you could do that. So what you'd have is you'd make it a little more like a soup. Or when I'm thinking like some Asian cuisines where they have those bowls that are kind of a soup, but there's really more stuff other than broth.
Yeah, less broth.
Yeah.
So at lunchtime we could do chopped scallions, other vegetables, some sautéed mushrooms, things like that.
Some other proteins.
Oh yeah, we could do. Oh, you could do any kind of protein. You could do seafood, chicken, beef.
So what about because you made rice bowls for us one time when we were on the air. Because you had a sweet one like for a morning thing too.
So I used almond milk. I heated the rice. I had almond milk, honey, berries.
It was awesome.
That was one of my favorite ones. That was really good.
So we'll have that as part of this, and it shows you how flexible. Just go to MoJoWildRice.com, MoJoWildRice.com, and try all of the edible memories from the Northwoods of Minnesota. But it starts with that fantastic wild rice that is different from any other so-called rice around the world, because this is more over if you actually got into horticulture and plants and all. More of a seed than the traditional rice, which what that means to you get rice that's healthier, much, much healthier. It's almost a complete protein by itself. It's gluten-free. It's cholesterol-free. It's got trace minerals and vitamins. It is amazing for you, but it tastes great and is really flexible as a gymnast.
We hope. We will find out.
Which is, again, on their website now. Flexible as a gymnast.
They do have other products like the jellies and the jams and the syrups, the pepper jelly, which is awesome. They've got whipped honey.
Well, they've got the breakfast cereal that's rice-based.
Yeah. So a lot of those it's based on the wild rice, so you get those same health benefits and the non-gluten and everything else at MoJoWildRice.com, MoJoWildRice.com. All right, what's going on today, Patrick?
Well, sad news for the food world.
Is it Mayor McCheese? Did Mayor McCheese die?
They're going to impeach me, Ronald. Ronald,
Mayor
help
McCheese
me.
is being impeached.
Grimace had a heart attack.
No! I mean, we saw that coming.
Yes, who didn't?
I think he's had
I mean,
several.
seriously.
Yeah, and the Hamburglar got away again.
Okay, so I'm like, seriously, like Michael Moore and Grimace. It's like you guys are living on borrowed time. What are you doing here?
It's not really sad news, but McDonald's showed really strong sales increases worldwide. They're up 4.2%. That's about 0.5% to 1% over most other restaurants worldwide.
How much?
4.2%.
I'm up 4.3.
No, that's almost up to my 4.4. Strange.
But so same-store sales globally were up 4.2%. They had projected 3.7%. Well, that's a huge increase over their growth projections, which meant the earnings are pretty good. But I don't know. So I did a little extra research on this to find out why are their sales up. Now, I have to say, in the United States, their sales were only up 2.4%. Same-store sales, 2.4%.
And this is McDonald's.
This is McDonald's. In the next story, fast food, it's what's for dinner and lunch and breakfast. On any given day in America, 1/3 of all adults will eat fast food. 1/3.
On any given day. I'm trying to think if I think that's 33. That is pretty substantial when you think about it, but it doesn't shock me.
It doesn't shock me, but you know what did shock me? Is that the higher the income, the more likely you are to eat fast food.
That's because you don't take time.
The higher the income?
You don't take time to go sit down for lunch. You're busy working.
Wow, that does shock me. We've also, part of the reason it shocks me, though, is because we've been marketed about these food deserts. And the concept is when you live in poorer communities or these places around the country, the only food option they have is either 7-Eleven, like convenience type store, or McDonald's.
But that's not true. So if you make over families that make over $101,000 a year are almost 1.5 times more likely to eat fast food on a daily basis.
You're right, maybe busy lives, and you're working.
By the way, this just in, a 9th package now has been found, sent to Joe Biden in Delaware. Joe Biden has now made it to the list.
Yep, Joe is running for president.
Yes.
He's your front runner now.
There you go.
I mean, Hillary was it, but Joe's going to edge her out. We're
in.
determining the likelihood, the viability of their candidacy based on whether or not they get a package. Because then you have name recognition.
So whether they get a package or have a package.
Whether they get a package.
Oh, okay.
Well, we all know they get a big package.
By the way, I want to pause a moment too, and we're talking about fast food and stuff. I got to give a shout out to a company that has turned it up. I mean, they are crushing it. Now, this is not like, some upscale whatever. I'm talking convenience store. 7-Eleven is crushing it right now.
They've done a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, snap, are they doing a good job?
They've got, I like their food options. They've got sandwiches and bananas.
Right.
And
so, I mean, 7-Elevens, in certain parts of the country, not as much in other parts of the country. Some of the areas I've grown up in, there weren't as many. Well, I have been in contact or in the neighborhood in places I've worked in the past couple of years with a couple of them that have been real close. To our studios here, there is one. What is it?
1 block
100
over,
yards.
yeah.
100 yards from our studios here. It's just on the other side of the beautiful, sparkling blue waters of the MoJo River. It's right over there.
I can't wait till we can show them live footage of that
It's
river.
amazing.
It's
so when I leave the studios here, if I'm in a hurry and there's not a lot of other things around, I will go over the sparkling golden bridge that just glistens in the sun.
Not the rainbow bridge, right?
Cobblestone street of that bridge over the sparkling blue waters of the aforementioned MoJo River, and there's 7-Eleven on the other side. I go down there, and they've had their in-house prepared or semi-prepared foods like the chicken wings and pizza, which is good. They got those rotating things,
hot dogs and sausages and
and those are good for what they are, and they've always had their other, it's fast food and gas and whatever. But they have more prepared foods in there now. Like little bits of pasta that you can grab, like little bowls and heat up.
Yes.
Hard-boiled eggs,
sandwiches,
salads.
all of that. And many things that are Whole30 friendly.
Yep.
All of that. I was in the other day, I looked around, I go, this is amazing what they've done.
And
from
on
a business standpoint, good for them.
The ready-to-eat protein bars and stuff, they have a huge selection. They probably have 20 different varieties, if not more.
Incredible what they have there.
And caramel M&Ms. They have those
A lot of places have that. No, I'm not saying, listen, 7-Eleven is not your upscale restaurant, obviously. But for a convenience store to make this amount of commitment to variety that I only see in bigger, more like gas station type, like the Sheetz or
the
Wawa,
Fuel Cities,
or something like that.
Buc-ee's, things like that.
For the size of their store, they are crushing it. Good for you, 7-Eleven. Good for you.
Yep, they made a huge turnaround the last couple of years. Circle K actually has taken over the Valero stores, their corner
brand?
stores. Yes,
Are they turning it up too?
they actually are. I think they were feeling the pressure from 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
It's been a rivalry in the
On
West.
who?
or
On
whatever.
which stores?
Circle K.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If you go to Valero, it says, visit us at CircleK.com.
Yeah.
Now they took over the storefront.
Yeah, God bless you. 7-Eleven, nice job. What else you got for us? What else going on in the food world?
And again, more stupid people in Manhattan. There's another boozy axe throwing bar opening in Brooklyn on Friday.
Boozy axe? What is this?
Yeah, the axe throwing
Yeah,
bars.
remember
Those
in
are fun.
the Massholes
Well-
opened a couple of them, and then they ratted rock climbing?
Yeah, and you
well, not to be
can't-
left out, New York has a chain of them now, and they're opening their third or fourth location.
Well, they outlawed midget tossing at restaurants. They did. I mean, you remember that they used to. You could.
That's just small people tossing or little people.
No,
tossing.
I'm not even. What is the correct terminology?
It was midget tossing. They Velcro
wee people.
suits.
But you've got to go wee people.
Wee people. So, I mean, the next best thing is, of course, the axe throwing.
Oh, yeah, because nothing could go wrong there. Hey, you looked at my girlfriend. You looked at my girlfriend wrong. Nothing could possibly go wrong with axe throwing.
Well, the axes aren't that sharp.
Now, they do state that they have never had an incident. There's never been an injury, and you do have to go through a 15-minute training course ahead of time.
Oh, well,
so
then,
I'm
yeah.
guessing if you've been drinking a lot, you're not going to sit through a 15-minute session. You're going to say, "Screw this, I'm off. I'm drinking."
A training session.
I know.
That's right.
So all beer.
If they said, "I guarantee you a winning lottery ticket, you only need this 15-minute training," they're going to lose me about a minute and a half in. You're losing him. You're losing him.
But all beer and wine is $4. However, I believe it for an hour session of axe throwing, I believe is $39.99 per person.
Is this Manhattan?
It's 2 hours. This is in Brooklyn.
Okay, even so,
yes, it's.
I would just go there for the cheap price. That's cheap for New York. How much? $4?
$4.
$4
Wine and beer, and they have
40.
Yeah, and no, $40 for a 2-hour axe throwing session.
But
and
each beer and wine is $4.
Yeah,
same as Brooklyn.
Yeah, times 5.
Holy moly, because that seems cheap to me for New York.
Yeah.
Right. So wait a second. $40, you're getting the axe throwing session. That does not include drinks.
Does not include drinks.
Okay, so you have to pay extra for the drinks, which are how much?
$4.
$4. Okay, so
they're
still got
they're
But you
not.
have to get the
they're
40.
not.
You
Yeah.
can't just go in and get $4 drinks.
I don't think so. No.
you have to buy the axe package.
I do see a bar there. I just don't see any chairs around the bar. So apparently, look, the place looks kind of interesting. You have like individual.
Silly Patrick,
like,
you don't sit down when you throw axes.
They're set up like dart stations, but larger, and they call it darts on steroids. And it's called Bury the Hatchet. That's the name of the location. That's the name of it.
I see what
it's
they
a good
did there.
name.
That's creative.
That's a good name.
It's a hatchet.
Trying to think,
It's
is this a long term? This is a novelty thing, right?
You know, this one's been around for like 3 years. The one in Massachusetts, the original one opened up about 3 years ago. So we'll see what happens. You know, again, it's about that generation. These earlier generations are looking for an experience, not just food and drink.
Right. I mean, I never got in our generation.
Hey, Brad, losing a toe is an experience.
I'm looking for an experience. I know, axe throwing.
No, because my generation, when I grew up, people would go to bars and drink. So if you weren't,
And if we wanted to throw an axe, we took it outside and stabbed your neighbor.
no, if you weren't out dancing or looking for a date, there were people who went to that neighborhood bar and they sat at the bar and drank, and I never got that. I'm like, when I moved to Vegas, they would have the casino games, the electronic like video poker in the bar, and I was like, okay, I get this. I'm doing something.
Yes.
So I'm with you. I want something else to do when I'm drinking.
You didn't want the stimulating conversation at the bar?
No, it's not. It's the same tired, old, smoke-filled, dirty jokes.
What if she's hot?
How's work, Earl?
Then that's a different scenario.
Exactly. Thank you.
Have they decided to branch out and do other things than axes, like
not yet.
like butcher
I think
knives or anything?
No, but I would think they do throwing stars. I think the thing with that is that's small enough you could probably avoid your. So they actually have someone that monitors you while you're throwing, like some axe master. I don't know what the hell he's called, but someone. It's like a monitor that makes sure you're not going to chop your neighbor's friend off just because you're bitter you're losing.
The axe master. You're going to have to ask the axe master on that one.
Think about it though. When you were a kid, throwing stars, the small little they had the stainless steel handle, those throwing axes.
No.
You didn't go and buy throwing stars at the mall?
Throwing stars?
I used to buy them all. The Chinese throwing stars? I used to buy them all the time.
I did, but when Brad bought them, they were made out of rocks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it was a
They
while
didn't have
back.
steel.
Yeah.
It was pre-industrial.
What else is going on in the world of food and entertainment and bars and restaurants?
Another nutty story from Manhattan. The peanut butter burger is one of the most popular burgers in Harlem.
Hold on a
right
second.
now.
Brad, peanut butter burger.
burger.
Have you had, would you have, how does it sound? Go.
A peanut butter burger. It's, I don't know. It doesn't sound all that appetizing to me.
Ron, how does that sound? A peanut butter burger. How does that sound to you?
I'm sorry, no. I'm not going to have a peanut butter burger.
No, I said peanut butter burger.
No,
Ron.
you said penis. I'll rewind
It was a Freudian slip. I don't know. Okay. How about
I
a
don't know.
peanut butter burger? How's that sound?
I think I'm probably out on that.
It's a burger made of ground chuck and brisket, which that sounds good. Charred. It has New York State sharp cheddar cheese, bacon. We all like bacon. Even I like bacon on my burger. And then a thick peanut butter sauce on there. Peanut butter sauce. Lest we have a lift this morning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, I've had
no cowbell
things made from peanut butter. I've had things made from peanut butter, including burgers, and they're really good if they're done right. Because we think of
it's not a burger made from peanut butter, though. It's got peanut butter sauce.
It's not like you just smear peanut butter on a burger.
Some of it. No, because what people forget, number one, peanuts and peanut butter, we think of them traditionally as being sweet. We don't think of them as being savory, so it seems like a fail. But lots of places like Thai food and whatever, they use it in more savory cooking. And then you also have sweet and savory together. It actually works. There was a place, I want to say, Park City in downtown Rogers, Arkansas. I think I had a peanut butter burger there. Or no, it was JJ's there.
Oh, JJ's has one, huh?
I think that's where it was, yeah. And
they're famous for
it's
their
awesome.
burgers.
Yeah. And then I had a peanut butter chicken and pasta one time where they did like a peanut sauce. And it was, you can't stop thinking of it. I know, Brad. Now everything you're saying.
Going over to BJ's for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
To get a peanut
burger.
Let's just move on. What else you got, Chef Patrick?
Well, we're on the topic of peanuts. Planters Peanuts has partnered with a brewery out of Chicagoland for their new IPA. It's Mr. IPA Nut, a peanut butter flavored IPA.
Can we pause 1 second? Okay.
I don't like IPAs.
The what?
I don't like IPAs.
Too hoppy and bitter at the end?
The IPAs?
It's really, when you swallow, yes, you've got that bitter aftertaste.
I don't like the bitter. But the problem is, hops are where you get the flavor in beer. So the secret for me, because I hate the bitter, is you got to get as much flavor as possible. So to find the balance of, because that's the reason I drink the darker beers. I want bold and big and rich when it comes to beer.
Thick.
But I don't want the bitter. So to get that balance, so I'm not going to be the IPA guy. That's
and with an IPA, you have to go with an imperial style IPA, not an so American IPAs. We tend to really just overdo it with the hops. Then you get the double IPA where you get a little cough at the end because it's so bitter, and then you have these.
Wait, is it cough?
Well, when
it's like stuck.
Yeah, it's like it's just too much.
You're choking
like,
on it.
Like you're actually choking on hops left over in the beer.
Here's my proposal: we come up with a triple IPA.
A triple.
Triple IPA.
How about a quadruple?
Yeah, that's exactly where we stay until we come up with the pentuple, and then we're.
So this beer will be available for about 1 month, only in Illinois, at the Noon Whistle Tap Room, and in 4-packs at some of the better beer stores.
Nice. So it's a
peanut flavored IPA.
Actually, you know what? That sounds really good.
Well, if you think about it, what do you eat at the bar? With they bring salty snacks out, right? Peanuts, the little Chex Mix, whatever they have, the wasabi covered soybeans, right?
Well, no, I mean, I could see that flavor palette working real well if you had that kind of idea of peanuts when you're drinking a beer in the back. I'd see that. That's all right.
What about a peanutty wheat beer?
Okay,
Why should they do
why not?
Beer?
That's just stupid.
Why?
That one's just
that
stupid.
would be there's nothing.
See, now
wrong.
you're just embarrassing you. Just stop. I'm going to save
like
you
beer-
further embarrassment.
I think wheat,
now you're just being dumb.
Wheat beers are
the stupidest thing I've ever
are
heard.
typically much lighter. In
Yes,
flavor.
They're lighter. That's part of the
fluffier,
reason
they're
why you don't want that.
It's like combining juice.
Next, you're going to say
beer.
a peanut stout.
It's like a beer
just
pillow.
Stop.
Yeah,
it only works with an IPA and IPA. IPA?
No.
Yeah, better than
What else
HEPA.
is going on in the world of food, Patrick?
So we've all heard of the crazy flavored candy canes that have mac and cheese, right? Well, apparently
the Maxine Waters
you haven't heard of
candy
that?
cane.
Oh, you didn't hear that? You didn't see my post about it? I guess you haven't.
You're saying candy canes, right?
Candy canes. Yes, there's a mac and cheese candy cane that came out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But back again this year. Wait. Back again this year. The dill pickle candy cane is back.
Oh, that's what?
Yeah. Oh,
If
yeah.
I want
It's
a dill
back.
pickle,
it's
I'm
back
gonna-
and it's back.
Ron's
with a
on the
vengeance.
pickle. He's
I'm
on the pickle.
Well,
I like
above and beyond that, here are the top 7 flavors of the crazy candy canes. Bacon.
Okay, that sounds
Nobody
good.
can hate on the bacon, not even I.
No.
Pickle.
Nice.
No.
That sounds good.
Sriracha.
Peanut butter?
No.
No peanut butter?
No. Sriracha. Okay, spicy. I
Yeah.
kind of get that. Gravy.
No. No.
Gravy. I swear to God. Cinnabon. Because there's nothing like a
Yes.
candy cane to
Okay.
remind you of a food court in a mall.
Not cinnamon.
Cinnabon.
Those people market themselves and brand. They do brand.
That would
The
be
Cinnabon
good.
coffees, all that. They're geniuses. Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Wasabi. All right. And birthday cake. Those are
Yes.
the 7
Are
most
they still
interesting.
minty too, or they just have that flavor?
You know, I have to be honest. I can't imagine that the savory ones are really have any mint in
You
them.
got to get some in here for us. We'll try them.
Will do.
Hey, find out more about Chef Patrick Mosier. It's at FoodBizPro on Twitter. Follow him all across social media, MeWe as well, and also Spoonie. If you are in the market for a consultant, Chef Patrick, not just a restaurant or food service consultant, but business consultant in general, look him up as well. You can also go to foodbizpro.com. Lots of ways to find him. And starting Monday on Spoonie.com, MondaySpoonie.com, Patrick does a live show every afternoon, and I will begin doing a live show as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Extra work.
Fun stuff.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Are you tired of the bar scene? Tired of trying to meet people that maybe you just don't know? I'll tell you what, I'm a classic example of online dating. I met my beautiful wife online on a dating platform, and you can too. Check out wethepeople.dating. There's a better way for all of you single guys and you ladies out there. You know what? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner ought to be your #1 goal, just like the Constitution. They make it easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, if you're looking for someone, you don't have any time, you've got a computer, you've got an internet, you can start browsing wethepeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner shouldn't be a mantra, it should be a goal. For the love of people and people of love. Listen to Matt Locke. Check out wethepeople.dating.
The
we're being invaded. I don't doubt that some liberal left groups got some money behind this. I can't come out here and claim it is, but I've got a pretty good idea of what actually is going on this deal. I wouldn't doubt if Soros was behind it or some of his money. But here's the thing that I think is interesting. As I covered that story, I'm thinking to myself, you know, why? Because I don't believe this is coordinated with the left. Democratic leaders are urging their party's 2018 candidates to ignore migration issues, even as the fast-growing caravan of migrants walks northward through Mexico, by the way. What's Mexico doing? These are peaceful people, Ron, as they tear the fences down in southern Mexico. They're throwing their kids in the damn river, where they've got migrants down below in rafts and boats going across the river. And Mexico isn't doing a damn thing about it. They're not stupid. This caravan is heading to the United States.
All right, Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, and MoJo 50. Yeah, so beginning Monday, Chef Patrick will launch. We always knew there would be growing content on Spoonie.com or in-house content produced here at MoJo.com. It's just a slow, steady drip of things getting accomplished.
Yes, it is.
Is that the way you'd put it?
Yes, well, you know what? There's only so many of us and so many hours in the day. That's what I'll say. It's the same team bringing you the new desk.
All right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I have said multiple times recently, as Chef Patrick and others, I just need like 30 or 40 more hours in a day.
Right. And that's just for sleep. If I want to get something else done, I need another 10 to 12.
Right, exactly. I honestly just keep working. And I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's what's
but there
going on.
literally is not enough time in the
What
day.
is the desk update? When will it be here?
Yes, it will be here. It's going to be here.
Okay,
it will be. That's what the team has told me. They have assured me that it is. It will in fact be delivered at the time which it's delivered.
Tar River Arms is waiting for you right now at tarriverarms.com. They're waiting for you for a couple of things. First of all, to check out a company that is revolutionizing online firearms purchases. There are other places you can buy firearms online. There are some pitfalls. Number one, you don't really get to see what the gun looks like. I mean, you see a picture.
Right.
But not like what they're doing at tarriverarms.com. You get to see the high glossy pictures. You can zoom in and the 3D imaging where you can spin the gun around. It's the next best thing to having it actually in front of you.
Yep.
The high res pictures are so amazing. You could keep zooming in until you see the grain, the texture on the handle, the grips. It's amazing.
And it's been troublesome for them because they say we've been taking these high res. You can see the dust on the guns.
Right.
See the flecks of dust where they didn't maybe get all the dust off of.
Right. I mean, even if you clean a weapon really, really well, there's still going to be almost those microscopic little specks of dust. Yeah. So when you start zooming in, it makes it look like they're not clean. Going to be even more clean because they have to take all those pictures. So that's number one, what they're doing. Number two, if you buy online, you've usually got to set up some place that can receive it because in order to buy online, it has to be delivered to somebody that has an FFL. Federal firearms license. So you got to find somebody in your community, and they're around, but you got to do the legwork. And then they're like, absolutely, we can do it. And we only charge a 30% or $40 or whatever it is handling charge. Why? Because they're making money off of their FFL. Okay, great. With Tar River Arms, they don't charge you for that. They just deliver it. They take care of it. And then when you buy online, guns are heavy. They're made of metal quite often. And then if you got any ammunition you're buying, you got that, or accoutrements, that's going to be expensive. They take care of the shipping. So what happens, you go to tarriverarms.com. You can see all of the different guns they have up there. Look at every different angle. This is the one because the prices are amazing. And you purchase the gun. And you say, I want it shipped here. And you go and pick it up there. No additional charges for delivery, for the handling. It's all taken care of. Done.
It's really an ingenious way to sell new and used firearms. It's really, and they're good people, as evidenced by the fact that they have joined our team.
Yeah, exactly. They're veteran owned. It's veteran run. You couldn't ask for a better company to do business with. and truly revolutionary.
Well,
so
you could ask, but you wouldn't get one.
There's not. There's simply not. Right. TarRiverArms.com. But there's two other quick things I got to remind you about, too. Number one, they are featuring, get this, their P365, their 6-hour P365. Now, if you get the retail price for that gun alone, $525. You throw in the Comptac flatline holster, that's about $63 retail. The 12-round magazines, additional $40 for the total package value. If you went out and buy this stuff, almost $700, $969. The Tar River Arms MoJo price, $585.
And there's only one left at this price. One, count them.
Oh, that's right, because they had others up there. This is it.
Sold them. There's one left at this price.
Go and get it. $585 plus free shipping. If you're considering it, contact them, get this done. And then the other thing is they're throwing in a firearm for our Black Friday package.
And that is going to be so cool. And yes, a woman can use this gun as well as a man. I can't remember who it was that was complaining that it was too much of a manly package, but can there really be such a thing as a too manly a package? I mean, when you get right down to it.
TarRiverArms.com. If you want to, the package is a Black Friday, but we're going to draw on Black Friday. You can absolutely free, enter for free. Just give us your email address, sign up, register at MoJo50.com. And we'll draw that name. And it's going to be valued a couple of grand. We might get it up to a few grand. Because we've got the Tar River Arms firearm. We've got the Minuteman watch. MinutemanWatches.com.
Team Rubicon watch.
We've got the Yellow Jacket cell phone case that is a stun gun and battery backup as part of it.
And it makes biscuits. It also makes biscuits. So it's a stun gun, it's a battery backup, and it makes biscuits.
When you buy this for your wife, she'll make you biscuits.
She should be making you biscuits anyway.
It's a good
Why'd
point.
you get married in the first place?
That's a good point. If they're not making
for
biscuits.
the conversation, I don't think so.
The witty repartee.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So register today at mojo50.com. And if you have a business, tell us about it and call in for our 12-hour Black Friday Building America Marathon as we just give away free commercials. Mojo50.com.
James from Louisiana, apparently we've triggered him with the discussion of the Malaysian air flight 370. He said, I tweeted an update about it last night. $20,000 has been pulled from passengers' bank accounts. So the conspiracy theories continue.
So James is going conspiracy theory.
How do you know he's not right? Where did the plane go?
Did I say he's not?
No, you did not.
I said, James is gone all full conspiracy with it.
Oh, and this just in, a monster is outside of the
It's not. It's Sarah Suckabee Handers.
Oh.
She's out at the White House just speechifying.
She's gotten large. She's as big as the White House is.
See,
now.
Grimace isn't dead. Grimace is alive, Patrick.
And another suspicious package. This has been a great content day for Fox and CNN and the rest of them, because all they've had to do is have a camera out on the trucks loading the suspicious packages into the back of the bomb globe.
So everybody has one of these bomb globes?
Apparently
because it's over in Delaware. So the one was in Manhattan, and this one's Newcastle County, Delaware, not to be confused with Old Castle County.
Right, yeah, that's where the poor people live.
That's where, Newcastle's where you want to be.
Yes,
so
that's where the new money is. So
there will be more today.
Joe Biden has received a suspicious package as well.
Because remember, we don't know if these were even all mailed together. Even if they were mailed together, the post office.
Right.
But some others could be mailed today, tomorrow. This is ongoing. They'll find this cat. They'll find him.
Actually, there was somebody arrested
it may take 10 years.
Yesterday.
Ted Kaczynski.
There was a felon arrested yesterday. I saw the story for having bomb-making materials. They didn't connect him with this, but somebody.
I have bomb-making materials.
Yeah, everybody. If you think about it, if you actually look.
Do you have coat hangers? Yes. Do you have wires? Sure.
You have
duct
ammonia?
tape?
Yes.
Yeah. You have ammonia?
Yes.
Okay.
You have bomb-making materials.
You have fertilizer? You have kerosene, gasoline, any of that stuff? You have a pipe? Yeah, PVSC pipe.
That's PVC.
Where's the S come in? The SPVC.
If you have several, you have PVCs.
What's the SPCA then?
That's totally different.
Okay. We all have this stuff. Anybody could be, whatever.
Bob Loblaw.
Love the Bob Loblaw.
If you coincidentally just broke up with a liberal girl with crazy eyes, you may be getting a suspicious package.
Yep. That's true.
That's entirely possible.
Hey, a supermarket worker in the United Kingdom is suing his company for racial discrimination.
Finally.
That stemmed from a colleague of his farting in his face.
Excuse me, doing what now?
It's racial discrimination, Brad.
Because he...
a colleague of his farted in his face. Clearly, racial discrimination.
Boy, I can't...
It's a white colleague. There's no proof that he farted in any other white people's faces.
Right.
Only this Muslim.
I can't imagine that there'd be anything other than racial discrimination.
The lawsuit says he was a victim of, quote, unwanted conduct, which had the purpose of or effect of violating his dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, and or offensive situation, and in the act of a colleague breaking wind in the claimant's face, a smelly environment for him because of his race.
You know, I have to get up every morning and come in here and sit next to you, and I don't sue.
Right, see? Wait, what? If he wins a precedent, and if he wins this and a precedent is established, then every male that went through junior high school has a claim.
Yes, absolutely. Especially
maybe some of the girls too, but I know.
Especially Darren Markowitz.
You have a claim?
Oh, yes.
So are you going to sue your company because of Darren? Because this is what this guy's doing. He's suing the company.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I knew where Darren worked, I would. I'd sue them right now. Dingy Darren.
42-year-old Atif Masood wants 20,000 euros.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of euros.
It's a lot of euros.
For harassing and racial discrimination he suffered at the branch of Tesco in Thornton Heath, which is South London.
Well, you know, those Thornton Heath workers.
I expect better of the people of Thornton Heath.
Yeah.
I mean, North London, please.
Right.
I expect it from North Londoners, but South London, come on.
Problem with having expectations of these people.
Apparently, South London has really dropped. You know, the low brow of the North has found its way to the South.
Sad, really, is what it is. Sad.
Masood rather said the farting amounted to bullying.
Of course it did.
And he has not received an apology from the supermarket, which he said failed to adequately investigate his complaint.
How would you investigate an incident such as that? Demand to see
Steve, come on in.
Come
on in.
Yeah.
So Atif said you farted in his face.
No, I don't.
Did you?
I don't recall.
Did you fart in his face?
I don't recall doing
Well,
that.
that's good enough for me.
Okay, thanks.
What do you? If you're
drop trow, we want to see the back of your underpants.
Want to see if there's been anything that's flung out. See some tread marks there. So if you're Atif, how does that conversate? Come on in, Atif.
Yeah. Yes,
how you doing?
I'm very good.
What's you got a complaint that you want to register? What are you claiming?
Yes, he farted in my face.
Sorry, I can't understand your accent, Atif.
He farted in my face.
It sounds like farting, but no one does that, Atif. So what is this in your language? It means something else?
No, it's fart.
I don't want any of your lunch. I don't know what farted in your face is. Sounds
the
horrible,
passing
though.
into wind.
Is it like Baba Ganoush? I don't know.
The wind is
yes, it's windy out today. It's London. We're in South London. It gets very windy. I don't know what any of this means.
Smelly wind in my face.
Atif, why don't you just get back to the produce section? Just get back there and keep
this is what makes me want to
cabbage.
This is making me want to kill people like
I got that. That I understood. Swarm. Whoop, whoop. Get him.
Get Cal.
Robert De Niro.
Cal to translate.
How do you prove this?
This is so stupid.
Right? I mean, number one, Brad, even if there was closed circuit, television security system.
Did you see his pants move? I saw his pants move. Rewind that a little bit.
You could see just a little. Yeah. You could see the little.
There it is.
I was just walking. They naturally
do the infrared. Look, it got warmer right there. Right there. You see that little puff of red? Yes, that was it.
Your Honor, and for some reason, even though it's London, I want a Southern lawyer. Your Honor, I would like to enter into evidence Exhibit A, the defendant's pants that he wore on that day.
I say, get away from me, boy.
And I would like to introduce you now to Professor Schmad from the University of California system, who is prepared to testify at this moment that these pants do contain, indeed, small, tiny, microscopic particles of
yes.
poo. that could only have gotten there via flatulence on the aforementioned day in the aforementioned face of my aforementioned client. Honor, I ask that you immediately direct the jury to find him guilty. Guilty of facial flatulence.
I fart in your general direction.
And that is the promo for this.
This is highbrow. You know, we're really going to reel all the people with this. This is what gets the huge audience.
There's no...
Right here. It's the Southern lawyer in England bit that gets them in every time.
You know, last night I was up all night going, what is it today? The Southern lawyer in England. Yeah. That's the one.
Limbaugh, you ain't
Here's
got
the thing.
nothing on us.
You're in England, and we in the rest of the world think of them as being very pompous and highbrow.
Because
what's this?
It's because they're pompous and highbrow.
Right. Yes, that's the reason we think of them that way. So I imagine these very high-brow, pompous, and arrogant folks in practice as well as in just general imagery.
With the wigs, too. They still wear the wigs.
That they're in England believing in themselves so much that they are doing good in the world, that the judges and lawyers, prosecutors, the stenographers, if they still have those, that they are all doing good. That's that. One of the very good stenographer doing good, and the what right that they're right. I mean, because arrogance in America, or attorneys in America are arrogant enough.
Yes.
Can you imagine attorneys in England? Oh, Nikes, right?
Goodness gracious.
Right. So they're getting up going, what, going to do some good in the world. The case today, what is the case before us?
Flatulence.
I'm sorry.
Flatulence.
In somebody's face? Is
Face,
that
yes,
facial flatulence?
In the face of
I mean, that's got to take a little, putting wind out of your sails, right? I mean, it's a little... It's a little hard to convince the world you're doing good when your case that you're taking of time is the case of the facial flatulence.
I put on the wig for this today. I don't think so.
I remember that Buster Brown book. I mean, it's not Buster Brown, the Encyclopedia Brown book. Buster Brown was the shoes.
Yes, it was.
The Encyclopedia Brown and the case of the facial flatulence at Tesco. By the way, is there a special HR form for that?
There will be now. There will be a special box you have to check.
All right, you do. You're going, okay, can you describe the incident? You're describing it or whatever. Is it of a flatulence nature? Is it a...
Much like a corpse.
Right.
It's like the rotting...
You know they say flatulence.
Yes.
Because that's, or break wind.
Yes.
You say farting in it. Farting.
Technically, in French, farting is putting on makeup. So.
Oh, really?
Yes. Farting.
Now, Tesco has commented.
I'll bet they have.
They've now commented. The spokesperson for Tesco said, everyone is welcome at Tesco, regardless of their gender, race, background, or education. We are unable to comment on ongoing legal proceedings or specifics of this case.
If you are excessively flatulent, however, we do have a special form you'll need to fill out prior to employment here at Tesco. Yes.
Everyone is welcome, regardless of gender, race, background, education, or gaseous nature.
This is these are the things that the legal system is burdened with in jolly old England.
Oh, hold it right there, mister. Hold it right there.
Perhaps a new detail?
Don't you just give business to to England. It's happening in America as well.
Wait.
We have our own trouble with flatulence.
Facial flatulence, though?
No, but I guess it could have been.
But changes the meaning of the sentence.
I understand.
Except in this case.
I have an update on the flatulence-filled police that I spotlighted, or police investigation that I spotlighted last year. 25-year-old Sean A. Sykes Jr. Has pleaded guilty to federal gun and drug charges. Now, he was a passenger in a car that we told you about a year ago.
Right.
He was stopped by a Kansas City cop September of 2017. Officers found a backpack with drugs and a .357 Magnum that had been stolen. When they interviewed him back at the cop shop, take him to the little room there, the Kansas City detective who interviewed Sykes wrote in his report that when he asked Sykes about his address, your name is Sean A. Sykes Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And he said, "What's your address?" That Sean paused, leaned to one side in his chair. And according to his official police report, quote, released a loud fart before answering with the address.
My goodness.
416 Main Street. Sir. Officer.
You see, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Then he wrote in his report that Mr. Sykes continued to be excessively flatulent, causing him to end the interview and leave the interrogation room.
And can you blame him?
He has pleaded guilty to those charges, and he will be sentenced at a later date.
Well, goodness. See, even in America,
there it is.
We deal with flatulence.
But he is still being convicted, so if this was part of his, get out of jail free fart, it wasn't working.
He got an additional 6 months.
Yeah, the cops do not like that, by the way.
No.
They are not fans
You
of
would
that.
think that they would enjoy a good facial fluff.
Right.
But they
don't.
tend to not. They tend to frown upon a gaseous emission in their general direction. Most of the time.
There are some out there. There are some exceptions to the rule.
Yes, there are, but they're
Maybe
very-
ask.
Yes, I would.
We
yes.
have a lack of communication in this country, so
Yes.
all right.
It's the polite thing to do.
CombatFlipFlops.com is where you can get flip-flops and all kinds of other great wear, shirts. I believe they have T-shirts and some different items up there.
Yes.
They take a little bit of the money that they make off of all of the sales, each thing you purchase, and they send it to help people around the globe. This is a really solid concept. They send it to some American organizations, other people. Right now they have a campaign focusing on Afghanistan women and girls and educating them to help them help themselves. And that's the key. Helping them help themselves, because it's not an ongoing give them money, give them money, give them money. It's like this, like give them some money and Lauren, give them some money. Okay, you guys are up on your own. Good to go. Let's help some more people do some good in the world. Please check out combatflipflops.com. Combatflipflops.com.
What do you mean it's last call?
All righty. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of your Daily Mojo.
Yes, no one will hear
Nick
that.
of time.
No one will hear that.
But before we go, as always, we got to find out what we learned today. We learned if you want to stop having dreams about Democrats 1 hour before going to bed, stop eating rat poison, black licorice, and turpentine.
Yes, exactly.
Which is usually what I have right before bed.
Right?
I had a bunch of that last night. So I eat the rat poison and the black licorice, and I chase it with the
Well,
turpentine.
who does? Try lacquer thinner. It's so
that a little easier
it's
on the dreams?
Much healthier for you too.
We learned how much it costs to get a beer at an axe-throwing bar. $4, same as Brooklyn.
Yes, exactly.
We learned Ron doesn't like peanut butter flavor, but he does like pickle flavor.
Oh,
he does.
yes.
Loves it.
Yes. Yes.
We learned it should be inherently known, but yet we had to learn it anyways, that when dating, it is a red flag if they have their dead mom's hair.
Yes, that tends to point the crazy needle in their direction. It really does.
We learned if you ever meet Brad Staggs out and about, have a lengthy conversation about boxes full of old nail clippings and taking a drink of rainwater that is pooled on the side of the road.
Nasty. In Chicago.
We were in Chicago at the National Restaurant Association, and as we were walking to and from one day, there's this mud puddle, and you could see like the sheen of oil and stuff and all kinds of things. And we were saying what it would take to get you to drink a cup of it, right? And Brad was like,
it was like it is right now.
So imagine a big mouth of toenail clippings and chasing it with that water. Have that conversation. Finally, I learned that cosplay is still happening in a Pennsylvania jail.
Nice.
One of the Bill Cosby and the Brad Staggs.
NN7677 is his name.
What, if anything, did you learn today?
I learned that if there is a package on my front doorstep and it's on fire, it may be suspicious.
Maybe.
Maybe. If it's on fire. Just
a few more tests.
Maybe. I learned if you're a Democrat running for office and you haven't yet received a suspicious package, you are doing it wrong.
Yeah, you are not in the running to be president. You don't have any hope.
Nope.
You know, a quick little side note. Steve Scalise has been all over the news about this because he was actually shot by one of these crazy people for seemingly political, whatever. But This gives Steve Scalise some more credence to be elected majority leader if the Republicans maintain the House of Representatives. Because Paul Ryan's done. Kevin McCarthy's in the running, Steve Scalise, and I would like to see Jim Jordan of Ohio, the kind of freedom fighter, freedom caucus guy. I will take Steve Scalise as a distant second, and absolutely not McCarthy, that dirtbag.
And if the Democrats win back power, doesn't Nancy Pelosi get to be Speaker of the House again?
Not necessarily.
Oh. Well, then there's some good news then.
The crazy eyes chick is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is leading the campaign against her. So.
Oh, goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Did you happen to mention Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yes, I did. But
wait a minute. Alexandria Thank you very much. I also learned that despite his hatred of bacon, Chef Patrick will allow its presence on the MoJo 50 Wild Rice Bar during our 12-hour Black Friday Marathon. Don't forget to sign up now at MoJo50.com. I learned that I'm looking for a new neighborhood experience, maybe sharp needle juggling.
Oh, that
combined
sounds good.
with crack whores.
That's good eating there.
The needles or the crack whores?
Yes.
Yes. I learned that if you're marrying a woman with her dead mother's hair embroidered onto her wedding dress, yeah, you're doing it wrong.
Run!
I also learned you don't have to say crazy Democrat. You just say Democrat. You said it all.
Yeah, by the way, you don't have to say... You don't have to wait till she gets to hair in a box. If she says, I have my dead mother's, it's
anything.
You're gone.
Right, yes. And
because if they start it that way, you're not going to, they're not going to say, I have my dead mother's china. I sure miss her. And it's kind of an heirloom.
Yes.
No. You would say, I have my mother's. So,
finally, I learned that Ron Phillips is a fast mother. Shut your mouth.
Just talk about Ron.
He already has his suspicious package MoJo t-shirt up and ready at MoJo50.com. Just click on shop. Get your t-shirt today before they are all gone or we raise the price.
Limited number to the amount we can sell. So get them today before we run out. Brad Staggs, what, if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Oh, my goodness. TJ Crusader all over on me. We learned facial flatulence. You mean when politicians speak?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, exactly.
A little confusing, but it does apply.
Russ learned that basically you tossed an air biscuit into the face of the victim. That is a very polite way of saying it.
Air biscuit, what?
Yes, that's what they say in jolly old England.
But do we have to say air cookies in America?
I believe so, because yes.
A biscuit is a cookie.
Yes, a biscuit is a cookie. Tracy over on Facebook learned why Debbie Wasserman Schultz got a package. She's pretty irrelevant. Pretty soon Cory Booker will send one himself too, so he will be feeling just as important.
The packages of rage.
Yes, this will be known as the fall of the crazy package. Over on Twitter, Sneaking Duck learned, and he smells like he sleeps inside an old dead cow, paid for by Claire McCaskill. Yes, indeed. 1024th Spook Taint Sleeve learned, no suspicious package here. Claire McCaskill's latest campaign ad is a real bomb. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, and we'll get a little retweet on that one. Free-range prisoner learned MH370 never left the ground. Its transponders were switched out with a smaller plane. All passengers were neutralized, and the cargo of over $1 billion in radio equipment was sold to China. My story, I'm sticking to it.
No, it's in the grassy knoll. That's all you need to know.
There's not room for it in the grassy knoll.
Have you been to the grassy knoll?
Well, not lately.
There it is.
Is it
room.
bigger now?
Yeah, I mean, Bigfoot's there. Elvis is there. There's plenty of room.
I need to go back to the grassy knoll. Pink Floyd learned new McClaskill radio ad. That Hawley feller, he supports pipe bombs, beating crippled children, drinks chicken pee, and he puts ketchup on his damned hot dogs.
Let's get him.
Yeah, let's get him.
Let's string him up.
Get a row.
Dang it.
Uh-oh.
I forgot those new numbers on procrastination. That's on me. That's me. We still have tomorrow. We also have your Friday leftovers coming up. What does Matt Locke of the Conservative Cartel have coming up on his broadcast immediately following ours?
He's talking about faux bombs and a fizzling blue wave and something about a fart.
Interesting.
Yes,
interesting.
Indeed.
Well, remember your Daily Mojo is today a Ron
Phillips
production. 6 separate Tyrannus. Good night, Steve Cannon. Wherever you are. Anya, now you go home.
Still got plenty of time.
Sounds like an alias to me. I don't think
it really
sound
does.
right.
Here, we'll hit a bell.
Give us your email address at mojo50.com.
You could win $1 million. Not from us, but you could.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of